Welcome to the OKDogtown podcast. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, y'all? We're here. We're at Mason's girlfriend's house. He's playing a Beatles pink little fucking guitar. We got Aiden here. Okay, we got Aiden here.
I'm Aiden and I'm here.
She's here. She's very here. I'm fucking here.
Hey, you're from Locust Grove, right?
Down the road. Thank you.
We shouldn't be disclosing our locations, should we?
I mean, I'm not hiding.
We do it every time.
Oh.
I'll get tattooed on my fucking neck, dude. I don't care.
Sure. Well, digital footprint, we're all out there anyway.
Do you want to be
There's a picture of me live at a downtown bar here.
Yeah.
We're in Tahlequah.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. We're in Dogtown. Well, we're not in Dogtown. We're like the other side of town from it.
You remember the guy at the bar? They kept he was like, "You're from Locust Grove, right?"
Yeah.
There's a guy who everyone out there, he didn't even ask if they were. They were like, I just sat down. Me and Caridian sat down. And he was like, "You're from Locust Grove, right?"
Yeah, he asked me. When was that? Thursday or Friday night?
Yeah.
He was
He was
trying
fucking
to talk
on one.
about this ex-girlfriend that he had that lived there.
He
asked me if I knew her. I was like, no,
people
I don't know her.
He's literally from
lived here for 2 years.
He's probably never gone further than Tulsa.
Right. His whole worldview is Mays County.
Cherokee County is like getting out of town.
Anyone north of Mays County is a fucking Yankee. Anyone north of Fryer.
He asked me if I knew like 3 different people, and when I was like, no, he said, good.
So in Pigs, we had this quarterback named Mason Fine. I went to school with him, and he was like a big fucking deal. He was like a big deal. Like he like played like football, and then he got into the Saskatchewan Raiders, where the fuck he like plays for the Canadian team now. And I kept saying like, "Do you know Mason Fine? You know that guy? I went to school with that guy." He's like, "No." And then he waits a minute, and then he's like, "Anyways, yeah, he did real. What happened to him in that last season with the he's had like football statistics all of a sudden out of his ass?"
He
like,
actually wanted to talk football.
And then I was like, fuck, I screwed up there. I shouldn't even tried.
Mason Fine is my aunt's nephew.
Really?
I was like, is that?
Is that your cousin?
Yeah.
He's not my cousin. We
have the cousin of Mason Fine on the podcast.
Mason Fine's cousin.
He's not my cousin though, because look, my aunt, it's her side of the family. It's like her sister's son.
He's my cousin.
But
because his name's Mason, my name's Mason.
Her husband is my uncle. Right? She's not like my blood-related aunt. She married my uncle. And so their children are my cousins by blood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like, it's a cousin that you grew up with. It's like, yeah.
I don't know him at all.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, yeah.
Like, right? Like, that's her whole side of the family.
Okay. So a distant cousin, an estranged cousin.
Estranged?
An estranged cousin.
Do you count that as your cousins?
I in Oklahoma,
sure
that's
do.
Pretty much your cousin, yeah.
Well, like, I didn't even grow up here.
But once you meet him, you'll be like, oh, we're cousins, pretty much.
Yeah, like that's your aunt is also my aunt.
You vaguely know an old person I'm related to.
Yeah, exactly.
Relative, kinda.
Your dad used to play baseball with my dad, so you're my cousin now. Like, you guys had a good season in high school. And now you're my
I didn't know
cousin.
Aunt Jackie wasn't my aunt for a long time. My mom has no siblings.
That's so when you're
cousin Rob.
When you're a parent,
my uncle Rob.
Like what does it take for you to be like, oh, okay, this dude's not just my homie, he's gonna be my kid's uncle. Like Hunter's like Uncle Hunter. Like at what point is he no longer my buddy Hunter to Uncle Hunter? Like,
he's like your future child's uncle.
And then you're confusing the fuck out of the kid because you keep adding uncles. Like you just keep adding.
Oh, he's also one of your uncles. He's just a friend you haven't seen in 30 years. Like, hey, what's up, kid? I'm your uncle.
I'm your uncle, yeah, dude. He's not really,
no relation to
no
you.
relation, but like they're cool. They're cool as fuck. Like hell yeah.
He's not my uncle. He's Choctaw.
Honestly, if there's one thing I learned, is that family isn't your fucking blood, and like some of the worst people I know I'm blood related to, and some of the cool ones are like the estranged cousins, like the fucking relatives you don't think of.
On the rim, on
the
peripheries, on the outside.
Yeah, the ones that are walking. The ones that have backpacks.
Yeah, dude, I had a cousin Chudge. I don't even know his first name. And this is not my cool cousin Chudge, a Galsig. He's playing like guitar and stuff now. He sings in Cherokee. He sings country music in Cherokee.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking cool. That's fucking
we should have him on the podcast.
Like covers?
No, he makes his own music.
Oh, it's the original shit.
Yeah. Well, I have another cousin Chudge. He rode a bike around Warner, and he would sell meth, and that was a different cousin Chudge. He's dead now, but he lived on my family's like extended. We have like a giant historical Indian allotment land, and then it got divided up like 100 years ago, And he got a little sliver of it by like a sewage treatment plant. So he lives behind like the shit ponds. He lives below Shit's Creek. Where all the shit creek. He lives in like basically the worst spot, but the perfect spot to be if you're him. No one's going over there. Right. Everyone's leaving you the fuck alone. You
Freedom.
Behind
Does
the
it
shit
smell
tree.
horrible?
Yeah, especially in like summertime. It sucks. They bought our Indian allotment land back like a long time ago and built a sewage treatment plant on it. We have land to buy it, kind of still. It's up the road from it.
Do you want that? Do you want like the land?
That land is good land, but
that's why they
his land's on the other side.
The plan on it is because they want you to not want it.
They're trying to boot us off, but we shall remain. You know what I mean,
bro? I was reading. Do you know what eminent domain is?
Eminent domain? I hardly know her.
No, isn't that like the real Slim Shady? Isn't that like fucking?
Yeah, it's like why
the real Slim Shady lives?
Why are y'all taking my house away?
Eminent domain is like a Eminem like fan website.
Eminent domain.
Yeah.
That's his website. Yeah.
But no, eminent domain is the process by which it's in the Constitution, and it was a thing that's like kind of argued upon.
My family's land did get eminent domain by I-40
because my family's land is on
I-40. Yeah. They took my family's land and split. There was an access road to a pond my family had access to. They split it, had us sell that other side of land, which is like a triangle of land that someone just has now. Some random white people own my ancient family's land. After we kicked the Osage off, after the Trail of Tears, after we were kicked out.
You ever get your couch stolen? Someone brings you someone else's couch.
Like they take you to another couch to build. This is yours, and then a bunch of like white guys in stagecoaches, boomer sooner, come.
Like, I don't.
They just shoot a gun off in front of your house. They're like, go, and then 30 guys rush your house, and then that's what the land rush.
But they can do that now even to other white settlers because eminent domain is the process by which the government like has this thing where they're like...
that's an old story. I tell them, get used to it. You know what I mean?
Where they're like, they can be like, your land is worth this much, like the land that you own, right? It's worth like, what was worth in like 1985 or something.
I would just blow up my land.
You would hope, well they want you to do that. Like, they're going to do it anyways. So there's whole towns and like... I
would tell them I've hidden bombs in it. Try and build something. You'll never find my mom.
Get sniffer rats out here.
There's anti-sniffer rat traps out there.
You build a tunnel system under it and you just kick it.
I live under I-40.
Yeah, you live under I-40.
I should actually reconquer beneath I-40 the interstate. I should what's it called? Decolonize?
Yeah, do you just
some shit like that. You know what I mean?
But I was reading about how there was this whole town in Connecticut where it was like the entire fucking town that people had lived in from like it was called New London. That's how old it is. It's like there was London, England, and this is New London. That's how old this was, right? And there was like a neighborhood there. That was like it was a predominantly like normal suburban neighborhood, and Pfizer was gonna build a big fucking
hey Pfizer.
Hardly know her. He's gonna build a big chemical factory there for like their pills and stuff. And so they were like, okay, the contract got from the government. The government's gonna buy it for Pfizer. It's not for government purposes. We need you out of your house by this date, and we're gonna give you a check for it. And some of the people were like, no, what the fuck? This isn't even the right amount. And they tried to take him to court, and it turned into this long thing. And the Supreme Court was like, all right, you guys get the fuck out. Everybody, this whole neighborhood gets evacuated. Everybody gets like a weird little settlement. They have to leave. They tear the neighborhood down, and they did fucking nothing with it. It was an empty lot for 20 years and still is.
They just tore it down.
They just did from the factory never got built. They actually moved it overseas because of the financial crash. It was just haha. We just like destroyed an entire neighborhood of people's houses and then said you had to take the amount of money that it's offered to you for. And if you don't do it, we're just gonna take it anyways.
Do you know about the Walker sisters of Appalachia?
No, what's that?
Well, whenever they created the Great Smoky Mountains, after they kicked the Cherokees out.
Mm-hmm.
And they made Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
They made them great.
They're like, someone needs to take care of this. They're like, I wish someone would just be here that would not need money and just live off the land and like manage the resources. I wish that was just here. Huh. And so now there's just a bunch of like hillbillies out there just hanging out. And they're kind of like figuring out, they're like doing their ginseng, root digging and all that shit and doing all that classic Appalachian hillbilly shit. And they're doing their thing. And then Teddy Roosevelt comes in there and he's like, yo, we're actually trying to save the bears. And you rednecks keep fucking shooting. Or some shit like that. I don't know. This is the government. And so they kick out every one of these families except these like old ladies who live in a cabin. These 3 old sisters. Or 4 sisters. And they're like, hey, you just stay here, but you gotta stay poor. And you just gotta... you can't like really improve your life or do anything. But we'll use you as like a tourism trap or something like that. And so the Walker sisters, I think the last one died in like the 80s or 90s or something. But their cabin's still out there.
Wait, so they kept these people as like a haha, look at them, they fucked up.
That's
they're
how
stuck
they.
here.
Well, that's how they. Because they really live like hillbilly. Like she's out in the yard splitting wood with an axe, and there's dogs like eating grease out of a pan and shit like that.
Classic.
People live in Adair County right now.
Yeah. Like outside of like.
I fed my dog bean grease the other day though, so I try to bring a little bit of that with me.
Was it okay? Did it process it?
I'm sure it does. I don't know. I don't know. I give my dog just whatever's left over, man. Dude, I figure it's probably not good for my stomach. I know it's not good. I mean, dude, it's not good for any of us.
They all died in the 60s, and they all died 2 years apart.
They all died 2 years apart.
On even years.
Interesting.
On even years.
So not
2,
even the
4,
80s. They died
6.
a long time ago. When were they
60s.
born? Like in the 1800s or early 1900s?
80 when they died in the 60s. So
yeah, 1880s or something.
The youngest one was 70 when she died.
70. Damn. Well, I mean, that's kind of a long life if you're just out there with
just out there living off of like roots and.
Seems like some people die earlier than that now. It's kind of a.
Yeah, there's this lady who lives where my dad grew up, and I drove by there like 6-7 years ago, and she was like 88 at the time. This lady might be dead now, but I don't know. She was out there gardening, and she had like a big hoe out there like digging a fucking
She had a
hole.
big lady. She was just using a big old lady. She's
a big hoe.
She's using a promiscuous lady.
She was like, dig that hole.
That hoe over there. That hoe.
That hoe.
That thought.
Yeah, this old thought.
That's what it stands for.
This old thought in Arkansas. She
Yeah,
was out there gardening. This old bitch out there gardening, trying to live with nature. This old carbon-free bitch over in Arkansas, trying to just.
That's the goal, though.
That's the goal, dude.
Right.
Be a carbon-free bitch.
Just off land.
That's whenever I got kicked out of the NSU set for being too funny, because it didn't go as like I thought. I kept talking about how cool it is being carbon free and carbon neutral, and y'all are just in here and I was making jokes like I was like, wait, let's not get into that. We're talking.
What'd you get kicked off for? What the fuck happened? You can't just start with that and not.
You're right. But I talked about it in the last episode a little bit.
But that one made it not come out for like 6 months. This may not come out for 2 years.
You're right.
Yeah. Our editing team sucks.
I went to this. I got asked to do like MC shit at NSU, and do like the in between. I didn't graduate from college there. I went there for like a couple weeks online to impress my ex-girlfriend, who was going to be like a doctor in college or something. And I was like, I guess I'll go to college or something. I really just wanted to live in the woods, and so that's what I kept joking is that. So instead of going to college and buying like $15 coffees, I just live like in the woods and stuff. I'm like, but what do I know? Y'all are in college.
Basically trying to convince them to drop out.
I was kind of passive aggressively telling them to go drop out and live in the forest.
If they hadn't already started like not showing up to their classes and like moving their stuff out.
I told them to start tearing your lawn up and digging potatoes, and then I tried to like plant potatoes in your yard. A couple guys were into it, but then whenever I said this is for the dogs, because I didn't get even paid, but I was fine because all the proceeds went to the Humane Society, and so I kept saying for the dogs, and then everybody likes dogs.
Remember what they were there for the fucking dogs.
They were there for the dogs.
I don't know why I was there.
And then you needed me to film it, and so then I like, okay, you got a little pissed off. I was stuck in a D&D game that got too intense.
Yeah,
and I was like trying. Yeah, I know it's the worst excuse. Yeah, it was a really intense campaign, and I got stuck in it, and then I got nervous because I just got scared of the idea of being around so many people, and so I like procrastinated. I didn't realize how long it was going to take. And I skateboarded there, and it was like some of a movie. Like I busted through the door, like, "Where is Mason? Where is Mason?" Like covered in sweat and shit. Like I got all dressed up.
You're in a suit.
Yeah, I was in a suit skateboarding. I was like, "Fuck! I have to be here!" And I opened the door, and it's the gayest musical shit I've ever seen. It's not Mason's not there. I'm like, "Oh no, where's he at? Okay, that's good. Maybe he's just like." I missed the first one, and then you text me like, "Yeah, I fucking bailed. They fucking kicked me out."
Yeah,
they're like fucking.
But the guy, they said mainly it was just a couple of like the sorority girls that spent a lot of time organizing the whole event. But the guy the guy that hired me, he said, "I love you. I love your stand up." I sent him a video of me talking about crackheads as stand up at the
Branch one,
yeah. I
channel.
sent him that, and watch it on our channel.
Oh yeah.
But I sent him that link. And they're like, no, you're perfect for a college setting. This is what we need in front of old people and kids.
Trying to modernize it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they said,
Be
can you keep
real.
it PG? Yeah, that's what I thought they wanted. That was
We're
like, they want like
adults.
real raw
We're
shit.
adults.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
also 9-year-olds there. There was kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
They're like
their
last
families.
minute. They said, also, can you send us a list of all your jokes? Also, can you not make fun of anybody or anything at all? And I was like, what?
You got the wrong guy, man.
I was like, why did y'all even ask me to
Like,
do that?
what was
You
the
could have
point?
just gotten unfunny college kids.
Just
to
some random
do
dude.
whatever, you know? And so I went up there. I introduced the people after I did, like, you know, a couple. I joked about being like I always wanted to be like a promotional speaker and like hold people hostage, just listen to me talk about random shit. And then I started pretending to like tear phone books in half and bending metal around my head. Like, those guys that come to your school, it's like, you can do it too. Just
Fucking
put, I don't know,
Christian-
believe in God.
Christian
And tear a fucking
powerlifters, yeah.
phone book in half.
I used to do
powerlifters.
drugs.
I used to do drugs. I don't do drugs anymore. Hurrah! And they're fucking tearing metal in half. It's
I'm
like,
15% body fat.
I'm working things out with my dad.
Hell yeah, my boys.
my wife left me. That would have been. That's pretty much how it went. I'm talking about whenever like big muscly guys.
We know
come
those
to your
guys.
Yeah.
If you went to,
I know. For the viewer though, in case any like Zoomers or boomers.
you went to a
or
private
something.
school. If you went to like a private
Yeah.
school,
If you grew up, if you were homeschooled or something,
Yeah.
your parents are like eccentric hippies that didn't really teach you anything. You learned to read from like, I don't know, maybe you're
Fucking
just
Jefferson
into
Airplane
animals and
lyrics
that's
and
what saved
shit,
you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Huh?
fucking Jefferson Airplane lyrics and like fucking like what would hippies read to their kids?
I don't know. What do hippies read to their kids?
Fucking Alice in Wonderland.
Just Alice in Wonderland.
Fucking The Hobbit. Like just like
That's
straight
actually probably
token.
good literature. They're probably
Yeah.
smart kids. They're probably intelligent, homeschooled children.
You think
Anyways,
so?
if you, yeah.
You think The Hobbit is a good? Would you read The Hobbit to your kids?
Okay, if a kid is reading The Hobbit, though, that's like a kind of a big, complex
You
world.
can't.
taking
I don't
that in.
think you could, unless you were like a very intelligent child, be able to comprehend the Hobbit.
What do you call a
until
kid?
at
Like a
least-
15-year-old? Is
At
that also
least
a
like
kid?
Middle
10
school.
or 12 at the earliest. Like, you'd have to be really fucking
Yeah, if an
smart.
8-year-old's reading like The Hobbit
Yeah,
or Lord of
like-
the Rings, like that kid's
That would blow my mind.
got a good comprehension of words and shit.
Do you
You
guys
gotta be
remember-
at least like 5 or
Yeah.
6 to know how to read.
Do you guys remember like AR reading or whatever, like the online reading thing that
Yeah,
you guys do?
yes.
Do you remember that? So at my school, for some reason, the book with the highest points on it was The Hobbit because it was the longest book that a child in a rural middle school will pay attention. It's like fucking like okay, you congratulations, you win English class if you can read The Hobbit. Like you win, like you get the fucking. And it was like they were doing a thing where it's like you do the AR points, we give you the little fucking pencil with the eraser and the little fucking mini helicopter and
Is
the
there
whatever.
like a
I was
prize?
like, I'm getting that shit. And then I figured out that I didn't have to read The Hobbit. I went and I asked my brother who had read The Hobbit, and I went online. I looked at Spark Notes of The Hobbit. This is before the movie came out. I know you'd say watch the movie, but this is like 2007 or some shit.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like the movie had came out. I just knew Lord of the Rings. I knew some vague bullshit. Went through, passed the test like a C. Got the fucking little special eraser. I got the fucking Batman. I got the fucking. I was rolling down.
They're like, you're a good ass reader.
Yeah,
dude.
I was like, and that's how I learned how to cheat.
No, actually, like once I found out what Spark Notes was, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
AR points. Because when I was in junior high, we started taking the STAR test, I think, in like 3rd grade,
Mhm.
because that is, they use the 3rd grade reading scores as a statistic for a lot of different things.
Really?
It's like in a sociological aspect for like infrastructure purposes. I'll say specifically, they use it to estimate in the future how many prison beds they might need,
Ooh.
like nationally,
And they use
based on
reading
like
statistics
literacy,
of third
like
graders.
literacy
Yeah.
statistics of
So
children.
like that motherfucker is going to jail.
Like,
yeah.
can't
That
read,
7-year-old
going to jail.
is going to jail.
Yeah.
8-year-old.
But the school I went to, you had to, based on your AR scores, like you'd take the STAR test and it project your reading level or whatever. You'd have to get a certain amount of AR points per 18 weeks.
Okay.
And like the higher your score was, the more AR points you had to get. And so some people had to get like 50.
Which was a lot by the same as
And
18.
some
for-
books are only like 1 point. You know? You know, like if you read like Junie B. Jones, it's like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're not getting shit for that. Like you gotta read like
Get shit for
you gotta read like
Magic School Bus a bunch of times.
you gotta read those dragon books.
Oh yeah, like Aragon and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dragon book.
You remember those? No, the books that we had were the books about dogs dying. So like Cujo, fucking Marley and Me,
Yeller.
fucking Yeller,
Yeller.
fucking
Or the
Undrafted.
Hey, Yeller.
Yeller? I hardly know her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the
Set me up on all of these.
Where the red fern grows is kind of fucking local, so that's the idea. That's one.
Where the red fern? Anyone? I
Do you
forget that.
Do you know? Have you seen Where the Red Fern Grows?
Yeah, I've read it.
You read? Okay, fuck yeah.
I've seen it as well.
Do the people know about it outside of here or no?
It was a required reading at my junior high.
Okay, I didn't know.
Was that
Yeah.
in Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Okay. Oh, speaking
But
of
I
Louisiana.
watched it with my grandmother as a child before I had to read that.
Yeah, because it was a popular movie. I mean, it was a movie.
I just didn't know how successful it was. Like,
I
outside
wondered
of-
too, because I thought it was huge, and everyone did it when I was a kid. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, that's like an Oklahoma thing.
Yeah, that's like strictly a Telequa thing.
My
too.
my
Like,
favorite
Yeah.
part about that is whenever he does the
Yeah.
walk and then he gets into the city and he finds the dogs and then all the kids in Tahlequah are so mean they just run and just whoop his ass. They just run a fucking
That's what we
fade on
do.
him. It's like because
Oh,
the
wait.
mean city kids that's in the fucking
We should
movie.
clip that out and do like Dogtown. Okay, Dogtown. Some little motherfucker from Wagner looking for dogs.
They're like, hold his dogs down, hold his dogs down. Fucking
Beat the shit out of
they
him.
whoop his ass, dude. They fucking
Dogtown.
Telequa, that's 5 miles up the river, Paul.
Fuck
We
you.
live on a different river. Motherfucker.
That really the most Tahlequah thing is walking all the way down the only river to buy a fucking bag of dogs and then getting beat up by children at middle school. You don't even go to school. You know what school is? You just fucking wander into one. They're like, hey, get him. Like they just see.
For years.
You can save money for. I got 50
The
cents
day
now.
finally comes and he gets jumped.
Oh my god.
That was part of the fucking movie. I was like, yeah.
You know, there's also not a red fern.
There's not.
Yeah, there's like.
No, right, there is, right? Like a red fern grows on the grave of the dog.
Yeah,
In the movie, but in real life, there's no such thing as like a red fern. It's just like that would be cool though, right?
If
You
there
know what I
was
mean?
a red fern.
Symbolism.
It's symbolism.
I always suppose.
I think it's cool, but when I was older, I was like, I don't ever like, because I'm out in the woods a lot. I was like, I never see like red ferns. And I looked it up, and it's like, well, sometimes they're reddish when they're dying.
Yeah, what
like,
if
they're
the fern
kinda,
was
like,
dying because of the
deprived.
dog?
like,
like-
purpley ones when they're dying, maybe. Cause they
Yeah,
have, like,
maybe
don't they
that's
have,
what
like,
it
dark
was.
ones?
But I was expecting like a glowing crimson red,
Like a nerd root from Sky.
like a nerd.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Just glowing for me.
Gotta
Yeah.
collect like 50 of them in some fucking cave, somewhere dark
Goddamn.
cave.
I find a red fern. I'm like,
He
maybe
also
there's
wrote-
a dog, and just start digging.
He also
I'm just a
wrote.
crazy person.
Wilson Rawls also wrote another book called Summer Monkeys. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
That one is so. How is that true? But then the red fern grows is fake. How the
That
fuck?
one's even
That's
crazier.
weird. That's weird.
That the monkeys lived in the woods. Do you know about this?
About monkeys?
Wait, do you want a cigarette?
The Notebook.
You
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was reading a little bit. But no, it's like there's this train that goes astray. I don't know. There's this train that goes astray somewhere.
You want to see the notebook?
You want to see the notebook? Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, all right, thank you.
They're like, yeah, just go ahead and
Some of the monkeys.
Fucking-
It's about where there was like this circus, right? And they
Yeah.
had a bunch of like animals and shit, right? They had
Right.
like tigers and wolves and dogs and cats.
And
And
elephants and fucking probably like other races of people
Hamsters.
and probably
Yeah.
pygmies and probably like people with beards
That's
and
probably,
probably
Just the people with missing legs. They're like,
But
he's a Civil War vet.
they don't get loose. A train full of 100 monkeys gets loose, and then for some reason
They crash in Stillwell, right?
Is that where they crash?
It's
At?
somewhere like south of Stillwell. I heard. Well, that's where the Cherokees made up the word for monkey. Was back in that day, because a bunch of monkeys got loose by Bell and started swinging around. We're like,
Oh,
shit. We're like, what's that thing just swinging around like that? And now that's what their name is Ataliskiski is that thing swinging around like that.
Monkeys is called that.
Uh-huh.
That's
It's a
fucking-
very descriptive language, so that makes sense.
But then the government goes to this kid, and then they're like, "Hey, there's all these monkeys in these woods. We're gonna pay you worth like a Red Ryder BB gun. We're gonna give you a bicycle if you go and you catch all these fucking monkeys all summer long and track them down and bring them to like that's part of the plot of the fucking book. And then he doesn't even get all of them, right? He didn't even get all of them.
No one got all of them. That's why they remained in the local area until like a couple of years. A couple of them
They were
survived.
there was really some
Yes,
in
the
the woods.
monkeys lived in the woods for about 5 to 10 years after that.
I thought that he got like most of them or something. I didn't know.
There was like 50 that like survived and was managed to like. Dude, that would have been so cool if we had monkeys here, dude. The Stillwell monkeys.
I don't think that would be cool. I am not
It'd be
a fan
bad
of
for the
monkeys.
environment.
Do
I
you
but
think
love
that there are
animals,
any
but monkeys
left?
would just,
they would just be robbing us.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, they're a little scary. Like,
Should we
They're
kill them
pretty
all?
violent.
I
Do
think
you
we should
think
kill.
that-
Okay, Aiden's
I
saying we
don't-
should kill the monkeys.
I don't think we should kill them, but like,
Maybe
I'm
like
not
capture
gonna
them
stop
all
the
and make
people
them work
that
for
do
us
kill
or
them.
something.
Okay, your kid comes into a
Already?
gorilla enclosure. You're shooting it, right?
no,
If you fell into a gorilla enclosure, you're like, we gotta
I
kill
would
this
try
thing.
to
Yeah.
have faith that the gorilla would practice its like.
Would you say like here,
human
gorilla,
qualities.
and like put your finger out and kind of like?
Why would you like?
I'd be like, "That's my baby."
That's my baby.
Hopefully, you understand. Hopefully, be a mother gorilla.
I would start slapping my
I
chest.
hope it's a female.
Yeah, I hope it's a female.
Yeah.
Just understand me.
I don't know. Would they last though, dude? Would they last out in the wild?
Who?
Would they
The
last
monkeys out in
yeah,
Stillwell?
I
dude,
bet
out
they
in
would.
Stillwell,
It's a
yeah,
super
dude.
predator,
Not to
right?
go through
That's the
Bell.
thing, I
Not
feel like
not
I'm
to get shot.
Like even a small monkey, I feel like a monkey could whoop me.
Yeah.
A monkey can whoop you.
I think it would be-
Monkeys
I
have
think-
incredible fucking.
They're kind of like they
strength,
have a cat factor because cats
The
they're
first
more
thing-
That
agile.
can really
and-
mess you up. If
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
if
And
it's
so a monkey
big
got
cat.
fingers too. Who would like gouge your
The
fucking
first thing
eyes
they
out?
do is they go
Yeah.
for your face or your genitals.
The monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys. Anytime you say, yeah, the first thing is
Just
your
bite
face or
your
your
dick.
yeah, or just
Jump at
ripping
you.
or clawing. Ah, it's the first thing. It's the first thing. That's why people get attacked by them or so disfigured and shit.
Oh fuck
Oh my
that.
god. The people who have like chimpanzees and
You,
stuff.
like if you look them up, it's always face or genitals that they're missing.
You know,
It's always-
nobody has ever been killed by an orangutan.
Really?
Yeah, that surprised me, and that kind of made me
No.
like.
A lot of people get killed by hippos.
I know, a lot of
Yeah.
people do that. That's like the
Yeah.
most dangerous animal in Africa. I think is a hippo.
Yeah, I've heard they're super
That would
aggressive.
be a horrible, horrible way to die. It's just you're just fishing, and then a mouth opens up, and just all you see is just four big
And
teeth.
you hear like the lady from Madagascar, like you hear like the big
Gloria?
sassy girl. Yeah, you hear Glory from Madagascar. It's like,
She's
oh
like,
hell no. Mhm.
I just bit this motherfucker. And a giraffe is just in love with her.
Like they said, David Schwartz giraffe. It's Ross from Friends. It's Ross as a giraffe. It's like, oh my neck, oh my fucking nose, my.
My medication. Yeah. Oh, my medication.
Oh shit.
What else? Oh, I was gonna ask. Louisiana. How long have you lived there? Like over half your life, you think, or?
I moved there around 3,
Mhm.
I want to say, and then moved back here at 20,
Okay.
right
Mm.
before I turned 21.
So you
So
mainly
I had my
grew up
entire
around,
school
yeah.
career down there, and I lived in the same area for most of my life.
Okay.
I moved around a decent amount, but it was like 15 minutes that way, 30 minutes that way.
What area of
you know.
Louisiana?
Morgan City area.
Is that like northern,
It's
southern,
way
middle?
south
Way south, so in the swamps.
in the swamp.
Swamp people.
Swamp people. Yeah, like Troy from Swamp People. His
That's your kin?
no,
Oh.
no, not my kinfolk.
No,
But,
no,
they-
Not my strange cousin.
That's my
Yeah, they
strange
shop,
cousin.
they
Yeah.
shop at the same grocery stores. You know, they live
They're
a
the
little 25 slab away. You know, down Highway 90s. They come down to Rouse's. Rouse's is like our resource.
Are the
Oh,
Gator
shit.
guys like heroes
That's cool.
there? Are they like firefighters and cops? Like, thank you for your service.
No,
we-"
they're like Cajun dudes that spend their time hunting, fishing, working.
Right.
They're like super deep in the shit. I mean, if I don't know that show is still filmed, but if it is,
Or not.
they
I bet
were
the animal
tagging
rights people-
gators and you know.
There's still a lot of people actively doing that.
Oh yeah,
out there.
people do that all the time down there. Like I could pull up Instagram of someone that I know
That's out there in the swamps.
that I went to high
gator
school
hunting.
with, of probably 3 to 6 separate people that I went to high school with, and pull up a picture of them
So
with
young
like
people are doing
a
it,
whole
getting
rack
into
of
it.
ducks or like a dead deer, like a recent picture, like of the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they do it routinely at season. Like that's how all these people know each other and stay connected is through the hunting culture.
Mhm.
Like all these people's families know each other and they all hunt together.
Have you ever been hunting?
No,
Do you
I've
want
been
to?
offered. I've been out to someone's hunting camp.
Yeah.
But I just always had a weird deal about hunting
Right.
because like meat is accessible in the grocery store.
Mhm.
And so I was like, oh, bah, bah, bah. But then I got older and was like, I would rather raise my own animals and have them butchered somewhere.
Mm.
I wouldn't butcher my own animals unless I like absolutely had to. But if I had access to it and enough money to sustain having animals, I would just take it to
So-
somebody else.
But you wouldn't ever go like exotic hunting or anything. You would never
No,
do that.
I would never
Yeah,
do
okay.
that.
You don't want
like,
to go shoot an elephant with a big gun.
no,
or
I would
something.
never. Yeah, and like, I would like to own firearms,
Mhm.
but I'm not super duper into them.
Yeah.
Like, but
Just
for
for the sake of
safety
being
reasons,
protected,
you know,
yeah.
like I totally get that. Like,
That makes
I'm
sense.
fine with open carry and all that. Even like,
Mhm.
but guns have a lot of power, and they have even more power when someone's wielding them, and they're very dangerous. And like the area I grew up in had a lot of gun violence, so hunting contributed to that gun violence. Like people would break into someone's house because they know they hunt, and they know they have
Yeah.
guns. Like, they know they've got 1 or 2 gun cabinets. People would display their guns.
You see them at the store buying it that morning.
In South Louisiana, everybody's a big showy Catholic Mardi Gras. You have to pay to be in those parades. Mm-hmm. Like, to be on those courts and attend those balls. You have to pay large amounts of
Mardi Gras?
money. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You have to pay large amounts of money, and it's invite only. I've never been to one of these balls or on a float for this reason. You have to pay or know somebody who paid a lot of money.
Right.
But everybody's very, like, showy-doughy about how much money they have in their things in their home, so it's not hard to, like, rob somebody down there in like, a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so, like, kids would steal weapons from some other kid's house because they knew that kid was out at a party, and they're out at the same party, and they're like, oh, he's here. We're going to go break in his fucking house. Because if he's here, his parents are out of town because he's rich. You know, they're like, he's not out of town, and his parents know about it. Like, because we're all the same parties all the time. We all go to school together. Everybody knows everybody, and these kids
people
would just
could use that information against.
They would blindly take advantage of this, like, other people's, knowing things about other people in that intimate way. It was wild. Or like, if someone's parent got a new vehicle, some kids might go break into their truck.
So what time you say you're going to work?
Like,
what time you say you're going to work?
Me?
It's a scoping joke. It's an implication of breaking your house and take your shit.
Oh. Yeah, literally. But, so when it came to hunting, killing, shooting anything, like, I also grew up with animals my whole life.
Grew up with animals, like, outdoor animals, like horses and stuff? Or like...
My aunt boarded horses, and my grandpa had cows and deer. He had like 40
deer?
or 60 deer, yeah. And
how did you raise? I've actually really
raised deer. How do you keep them like in there? Like,
you gotta have a big fence though.
Well, like, he fed them and cared for the babies when the babies came out, so they were like not domestic, but they would come up to the fence and look at you. Were they open?
And then they would.
They had a tall fence. They could have jumped it if they wanted it. Okay. They're deer. They can jump. They're fucking deer. Yeah. But it was maybe like a 10-foot fence, but a deer could easily run and scale a 10.
Could you imagine seeing like a deer like holding its hands out and like pushing another one over a fence?
They had a lot of it was the deer on one side and cows on the other side, and he had like the house in the middle, farm in the back, like the barn and shit, and he didn't ever kill the deer or do anything with him. He didn't like farm them for meat or anything.
He just had
But when I was around, this contributed to the hunting thing in conjunction with all the other context provided just then about like the culture where I'm from.
Right.
And, experience in school and all this. Someone went out there and just shot all his deer and killed them, and they didn't take any of them. They counted them because they had to bury them, right, and go pick up all the bodies.
All the deer.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody it had to be multiple people, I'm sure.
Like the whole.
But somebody or multiple people went out there and killed all the deer. They didn't kill any of the cattle. And there was a donkey out there as well, and dogs. They didn't kill the dogs or anything else. They just killed the deer.
They were racist.
Sounds like
species is.
Sounds like a
specious.
To me, it always
suspicious.
It was suspicious. To me, it was always suspicious. Like I always thought maybe it was like a disgruntled ex-farmhand or something.
Yeah, like a revenge thing.
I thought maybe it was like a fuck you thing.
Could you imagine?
Maybe someone that knew my grandpa because
I'm
my grandpa.
I'm gonna kill 60 of them. I'm gonna kill 60 of them.
He was quite the character.
What a waste of meat.
Because, why would they do that and not even take any of it?
Yeah, well, because if they took it, then you'd be driving around looking for somebody with jerky. Like, hey, do you have a fucking pocket full of jerky?
Who's been eating good?
Oh, my God.
I don't know if you noticed, but fucking Hunter's got a whole bunch of deer jerky, and I've
never
seen him hunt. I've never seen him hunt in my life. Come to think of it, I don't think he gets up fucking before noon.
We might need to have a chat.
Oh man, like honestly, I've been hunting before, so
you just see Converse footprints out by the outside of the deer pen.
Oh God! Oh no! But no,
you're lucky you don't have Converse on right now. That make you suspicious.
Oh no!
There's just a bloody gas station pocket knife.
You just stabbed him.
I had a gun, but I like this better.
You just wrestled deer all night.
No, bro.
They call me the whitetail slasher. Were they whitetail? You know? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe so. They had the spots.
They're mule deer. You might have to fucking really get in there and grapple them. You might have to really.
Oh, one time when I was at the Dakota Access Pipeline protest of the oil pipeline.
Oh yeah, that thing.
In 2016.
Yeah, you guys remember that?
In the podcast?
I can't remember. Just go for it. Just
Go for it again. Well, I'll brief summary. 2016, there was the Dakota Access Pipeline was trying to put a pipeline originally through Bismarck, which I think is the capital of North Dakota, but then they complained that it might affect their water quality, so they said, no, put it north of the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation. And so put it north of their reservation, so when it crosses the river, if anything, it'll just fuck up the Indians' water. The only source of water in the entire reservation. And that land is on a place that is still in like a treaty gray area where the Sioux are still suing that it's still theirs, and the government's just kind of been ignoring it, and other people have. And so that's what they were wanting to build this pipeline. So
it worked, right? They got the pipeline built, right?
They did, not until after a long protest, which
Right.
involved a gathering of like every nation in the United States showing up to this one spot to protest the building of the pipeline. I went out there for a couple weeks with my uncle and my mom to support. And I just washed dishes and split firewood a lot, and I got to hang out with these Mohawk guys who did like perimeter checks, and so that was cool. I just got to walk around with the Mohawk dudes and just make sure everything was cool. Because there was a guy who came in while I was there and was like taking pictures of everybody like in a circle, and then he got asked, and he worked for. They found a pipeline pass on him. Like he had his ID.
He's a
on
spy.
him.
He was an undercover fucking scout.
There was one guy who came in there with a gun, and he was like, "Let's go shoot the government, guys. Let's go shoot the pipeline."
And it was
guys.
the government. It was a
guy from the government. Yeah, and these two like old native grandpas that with no gun, they were like, "Brother, stop!" And they like walked him into the river. The guy was like, "Damn it!" And then he like threw his gun and tried to like run off, and they tackled him, and they found out where his car was, and they went there, and it was like a government vehicle, and it had what I was told by these drunk Mohawk guys, no, they're just stoned. There's a lot of weed. A couple people brought booze, but everybody was stoned.
No,
everybody was smoking.
They did some crazy shit, but they weren't drunk. Mark my words.
No, they weren't drunk. Yeah, I'm not talking bad about the Mohawks, dude. They're crazy.
Look,
They're
I'm
awesome motherfuckers.
yeah.
I'm pro Mohawk. That's a Mohawk flag right here. That's where it came from.
We have an audio podcast, but there's a flag.
There's a giant red flag of on the sun, and that's the Mohawk Nation's flag. They're from New York on the Canadian border. The guy who gave it to me, when is their deal?
What did you get given it because you like completed a quest or something?
No,
like,
yeah, because I was because I played stickball with them and hung out with them all week.
Hell yeah!
And they thought I was cool.
I thought you were gonna say you had to like go in the desert and like trip.
I gave him a pair of stickball sticks, and then he gave me a lacrosse stick and the flag. So,
wait, they play lacrosse?
Yeah,
lacrosse?
they're the inventors of lacrosse.
Like
how we have stickball with the two small sticks. It's like mini Southern style.
How did that become an Ivy League like rich kid thing? Then?
The French copied it. They called it lacrosse because they thought it looked like lacrosse. I don't know what that is.
Real creative.
But they have the natives up there. They have their own names for it. Like we call it anechot. Anyways. All this, we're talking about deer and hunters stabbing all these deer, and you're talking about mule deer. While I was at Standing Rock, I was out, and then there's this guy. I don't know if he might not have been Mohawk, it might have been Oneida or Onondaga, but there was a mule deer that was getting. There was a bunch of. I was walking around, and I saw a bunch of Indians chasing a deer over a hill, just running down, chasing an old mighty mule deer, and then it ran into the river and it was getting bogged down in the mud. And then everyone started going like, and started jumping into the river, and a guy with a knife in his teeth swam out and stabbed the deer in the neck and drug it to the shore. And they all cheered on. And they drug the deer up to the bank, and they started skinning it. And so they had it skinned. A guy went and cut some lodgepole pine poles and made a frame. And then they strung the skin up. They're cooking venison with like mac and cheese, I think, or something maybe. And it was just whatever the shit they brought with them. They're making like venison patties and mac and cheese. I had a lot of mac and cheese burgers. That was like Mohawks are big on just mac and cheese.
A mac and cheese burger is a burger with mac and cheese on it. That's fucking tight.
That's all I was eating.
That sounds awesome though.
Extra
I brought
carbs.
Spam with me, and so I was out there cooking on a fire. I was cooking Spam, and these two ladies walked by. They're like, come on, come eat. And so they invited me to come eat at their camp. And so I hang out. I think they're Cheyenne, and so I just hung at their camp and met all these like old Cheyenne guys, and they're just looking at me, and then they're like, Where are you from? Oh, Oklahoma. Oh, because there's like I guess a tension between northern tribes and Oklahoma tribes in the powwow community. But I was like, Cherokees aren't really in the powwow community. They're like, oh yeah, Oklahoma.
What's the powwow community?
Because some tribes do powwow, like Western tribes, and some traditionally don't, but have adopted it since then because it's kind of like a pan-Indian thing now. And so the southern tribes, which is Oklahoma, they've all gathered in Oklahoma now. Been gathered. And then there's the northern tribes. The Sioux, the Cheyenne, Shoshone, Mandan, Hidatsa, all these northern tribes.
Mandan Hidatsa, I hardly know her.
Hidatsa, hardly
Nah, dude.
They're called northern. Like Cree, have you ever heard of the Cree? They're all northern Canadian tribes. And so for a while, the southern powwows in northern Oklahoma, they wouldn't let northern Indians come and like sing it. There was like real tension between them. They're like, fuck the Crow. Fuck the Crow and Cheyenne.
I mean, honestly,
you know
fuck the Crow. Dude, I'm part Sioux myself, dude. Fuck the Crow. Okay, so I have the good fortune of being both, like, Cherokee and Sioux. So, like, yeah, dude, like, I am, like...
I can say fuck the new Crow movie trailer. That looks fucking gay as fuck. Yeah, it's like Jared Leto as the... It's like, you remember Jared Leto Joker?
Yeah.
Dude, he's in there, and he's like a dead SoundCloud rapper. Like, he's like a that's what it is. Instead of like a 90s rock star, he's like Lil Peep coming back to fucking get his
I took too many pills. Yeah. I do my shit for the thrill. Yeah.
That shit was fucked up.
That's amazing.
Can we stop having Jared Leto be in stuff?
Yeah.
I'm not
well, we let him have Morbius just to make fun of him.
I have a good line of thought here.
I feel like that man is probably legitimately a danger to society. Like, I find him, like, scary.
He's a scary guy,
Like, psychologically, like, in a psychological way, he scares me. I don't ever really feel physically threatened by somebody. I'm like, okay, if I get my ass beat or somebody murders me, all right.
Because I feel like he could convince me to
kiss him. Aspect. Like, I'm afraid of the murderer being crazy as well.
You think that he could like manipulate someone into doing something? You think it's a bigger thing?
He
can,
dude, if he stared at me deeply with those eyes, I might get naked. Like, Jared Leto, one of the top grimiest celebrities, right? He's like a sleazy cult leader over in Europe, and he's doing all this weird, stereotypical rich guy trying to get a lot of attention and like attraction from women and money and power and stuff, and you know,
like Manson.
Yeah, I love Manson. He's
a
modern Manson that we're more accepting of in this society because I guess he hasn't.
Should start.
You think Jared Leto's had some people murdered? You think Jared Leto's Manson some people off? You want to start a conspiracy right now?
I'll tell you.
Well, it comes out. I don't know. I don't ever call it before it comes out. But like now that we're on the question, like on the topic, no, because like it just every couple months, some celebrity who's pretty big is coming out. Like, it's coming out with some huge legal scandal of, like, them hiring hits on somebody or them assaulting somebody or
going to jail. There's
contact
that dude
with minors.
What's that dude that played the Flash that he just keeps fighting people and, like, kidnapping people?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, that dude's a fucking...
Oh, yeah, he kidnapped, like, a Native American girl or something.
It was?
Yeah, he was on a set with a Native American girl who was 12 at the time, and since then he's been grooming her. When she turned 18, he, like, had her run away with her, and he said, we're going to repopulate the earth with spider children. Those are going to be our descendants.
Spider children.
And then Spider, I hardly know her. Anyways.
Ezra Miller, I hardly even know her.
Her parents are been like, our child's being manipulated by this evil rich man, Ezra Miller. He's and his daughter's like, you don't understand, Dad. We're going to have spider children. We're going to have spider children. And we're going to repopulate. And her parents are like, what the fucking fuck, dude? And, yeah, he's one of the top grimiest guys, too.
No relation to that motherfucker.
I got some.
No relation.
Okay, well, we're on the topic of least liked celebrity people.
Right.
You know, worst celebs. Did you see that topic?
Mm-hmm.
Jared Leto. Let's write his name down.
Can we do this but hot takes?
Okay.
Hot takes
on who you think is like
give me a beer real quick, man.
All right.
Who sucks as a celebrity or like...
Please, thank you.
Yeah, let's give about 5 or 6 names down. Yeah. Okay, who's a bad...
All right. Well, I do some...
We have Jared Leto. Can we put Ezra Miller?
Is it actors or is it musicians or is it...
We should.
Any kind of... musicians, cooks. Like, if you're anti, like...
So, like, socialites.
Socialites, like...
Socialite category.
Like Kim
Social-
Kardashian,
like the Great
Kardashians
Gatsby.
and stuff.
That's what these people
And
are.
Scott Fitzgerald.
With, with the existence of like quote unquote influencers, like there are people who are famous for not even like a talent, like they're just like a public personality.
Oh, who's that guy who went to the Japanese hanging forest?
That was Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. He's pretty stupid.
He's pretty famous as well.
He's very famous.
I was drinking one of his energy drinks.
He should be on the
He's
list.
absolutely.
I was drinking one of his energy drinks.
This is Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
They're brothers.
They're
Logan Paul was the one that did the Suicide Force thing.
Yeah.
And then Jake Paul's now a boxer.
They're both boxers.
So are they
fighting
both?
now.
Are they both boxers now?
Are they both like rich and famous, doing a bunch of random
Right,
stupid
correct.
shit?
They're exactly what you think
Jake
they
Paul
are.
was actually on Disney for a while,
Interesting.
and he got
I didn't
booted
know.
off of a show on Disney
What for? Do you know?
for basically just his regular conduct, but it was being more publicized.
Just how he is basically.
Well, like at the time, he was doing like the Teen 10 House and stuff like that, like
a frat house.
it's like a content,
Yeah,
it's like a
or
frat house,
content
but a
house,
content
yeah.
house. It's just a content farm, literally, with like a bunch of kids and young adults.
Sounds terrible.
And some of the people there are his age, but a lot of them are younger than him.
Uh-huh.
But there's contracts and NDAs and all this kind of thing involved as well.
So we'll never really know
But-
what's going on, right?
They're
For this next TikTok, everyone get naked in the room real quick.
They're,
Everyone
like,
get naked in the
actively
bedroom.
filming them like burning things down, like in their
Destroying
backyard,
property and
like
stuff.
in a
or-
residential area where there's like barely any grass. They're in California. They're like in Southern California.
Easy to
And
burn
it's like,
shit up. Yeah.
bonfire
It's like
goes wrong.
Concrete walls in like a yard the size of this room.
Yeah.
And they're like burning a mattress.
yeah.
And then the news shows up to their house because people were gathering outside the house.
They're like, yo, Team 10 house,
there's all
yeah.
these children outside, and they're like, come outside, and instead of addressing anything or telling people to leave, they just start climbing the mail, like the news trucks.
There's
Climbing
wilding
the
out.
ladder on the side of the So yeah, his Disney deal didn't last like.
It was
very
called
long.
Team 10?
Yeah, because that's how he was acting.
Okay,
Why
cool.
would Disney, that's not like.
Imagine you're
That's
like
awesome.
my grandma.
kid-friendly.
Imagine you're my grandma
That's
who sees me on the news
That's
and I'm in
crazy.
the Team 10 house and you're calling me and saying, what's that about you?
Mason, what's that I heard about you while wilding out?
Grandma,
acting-
we're going to be famous.
You were wilding.
Shut up.
You're being ornery.
Grandma.
I raised you better.
Grandma,
I raised your mom
did
better.
you download Cash App yet?
What is the cash app?
Grandma,
Cash app.
Grandma, I'm getting
That's
arrested.
the devil's talk. You
This
need to
is
go back to
freaking
church.
stupid.
You need to go back to church, Mason.
Grandma. That was good. That was pretty good.
It was gay. It was gay. It was gay. Okay.
That was awesome.
Why are you on the news?
Why are you on the news?
Why are you on
Why are
the
you
news?
jumping on that car like that?
Being ornery.
Why are you being hungry
You're
like that?
wallowing in the cop car. You're wallowing around.
Why are you
being
spitting?
ornery,
I taught you
hooping
not
and
to
hollering.
spit.
Get down up off there, boy.
Get down up,
Get your
boy.
Get your ass up off of that. You just hear
There's some lady in Missouri somewhere like, boy, I'm gonna come over to your Team 10 house right now. I'll come on your porch right now
Right. God.
and whoop your ass.
The good old
Do a lot of
Midwestern
houses have
grandma.
porches in Louisiana because it's hot?
Oh,
And hang out on the
tons
porch.
of them.
Because
Like almost. I'd say the large majority of them do. More of them do than don't.
it's a very humid, hot environment.
A lot of closed-in porches.
Yeah, closed in
Screened
because the
in
mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are bad.
Yeah, a lot of screened-in rooms.
My dad's family, they're from West Arkansas by Memphis, and people call that basically North Louisiana because it's very like swampy delta type of. It's the same type of, and the same type of
Memphis?
people live there. Look up like Luxora. It's across the Memphis is on a bluff. That's the beginning of the Tennessee Highlands. I know a lot about Tennessee geology. And so in East Arkansas, it's like the Mississippi Delta, which connects them to New Orleans. And so the same type of like going crawfishing, going, white-tailed deer hunting when the water's low in the winter and stuff, living off the river.
swamp life.
Talking about ports and levees. Just that being a part of your life that you just say those words in general.
A hero.
And then talking about how big them damn mosquitoes are.
Yeah, but I mean,
It is far. That's why.
them and that little blue dot is where
So
I'm from. Right
we have an
now.
audio podcast. They're pretty far.
Yeah.
They're
That's why I'm
pretty
calling North Louisiana. Shit, man.
They're about one state away. They're about.
No, yeah. She's the opposite end of the river, pretty much. But the same.
Mouth.
If you look up like a cultural region, the Mississippi Delta kind of extends up to that Arkansas, Memphis area. Down, and I'm sure there's more like Cajun or French influence the further south you go. It changes with that. But in Arkansas, the first settlement was by French people in that same area in the Delta. It's called Arkansas Post. It is by French people. So they're all up and down the swamp.
Fuck yeah, you
Swamp
yeah.
people.
Your
Come up
relatives?
here for the experience.
Your
it's
estranged
all-
cousins.
Le cuisine Estranged.
Le cousin.
Le cuisine Estranged.
Le cousin Estranged.
Who's another grimy celebrity? What do we think of Louis C.K.? Do you know?
I love Louis C.K., but that's just me.
You love Louis?
I still
Can't
myself
do it.
care.
Can't do it.
Can't
You can't
do it.
forgive him for jacking off in front of
Absolutely
people.
not.
It is pretty weird. It's a weird
That's
guy.
bad.
It's not good.
That's bad.
It's
Bad, bad,
it's
not
bad.
Well, I can sit here and try to defend a guy
I mean,
that has a
I don't
thing.
have a fucking dick, but conceptualize, like.
He's going on the
Like,
Can I say
close-
something
like,
weird about him that I
conceptualize
noticed?
Closing yourself in a hotel room with a chick. You do shows all the time. You get attention all the time. You're rolling endo, supposedly.
Right.
Probably have substance abuse problems, and you're trapping this chick in a hotel room and then just stripping and beating off.
Right.
Whatever.
But what they...
Would you ever do that?
No.
No,
Like
it's
a
bad.
normal person, a normal
well-adjusted
person who's
He's
not
high
a
on his
danger
power
to
is what it
society
was.
wouldn't do that.
Well, okay, so what it was, if you read the case, this is weird. Not that this is
I say lock his
justification.
ass up.
No,
Every
go on.
time-
Yeah, what were you saying about how Louis C.K.
Every time he
was
did it,
actually
he
innocent?
asked, and they said no, he didn't do it. No, I'm not justifying it, but because he's a power dynamic and you're in a room with manslaughter. I get that, right?
No.
Yeah, I get that.
But,
But
like,
every time he asked, he said no, and
Chris D'Elia did that as well.
that dude he messaged kids on Instagram. That's different. And also, when Louis did all those things,
Chris D'Elia exposed himself to a chick.
yeah,
He did, yeah. He did. He had 2 or 3 instances that were alleged.
there's an episode Workaholics where they hang out with him, and he's in the episode, but he's really cool. And he drinks those. He's awesome, but he's a pedophile. That's the episode of Workaholics, and it turns out he actually was a fucking kid diddler or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's weird, right? He actually has played roles
So-
that are kind of what he is in real
Louis
life.
on his show.
I thought he was apparently sober, Chris D'Elia.
I don't know if he's sober.
That was
or not.
part of his shtick.
On episode
that he's
Workaholics,
sober.
he was
It might
fucked
have
up.
been.
He's never done drugs.
On episode Workaholics, he was getting fucked up, which is like a scripted thing, but
On
I don't know.
Workaholics.
On Workaholics.
Maybe that was part of the irony.
But there is
Like,
this.
oh, Chris D'Elia
There's
did
this
this.
weird
Yeah, committed all
thing.
these crimes sober.
Yeah.
Good setup, dude.
Good
Fucking
setup.
idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Paper trail. He left a really bad paper trail on accident.
Okay, so he's completely clear of thought and right of mind when he committed these weird things.
Hey, at least he wasn't drunk. Fuck it.
Brendan Schwab.
Not a big fan, not a big fan.
He's just pretty dumb. He's just not.
I'm
Okay,
almost.
let's do. What about someone who's not male? A female, someone that we don't like.
I was just thinking that.
We were talking about Ellen last time.
Not a big Taylor Swift fan, really.
But we talk about Taylor Swift on every episode.
We do every. I'm actually a Swiftie.
We bring up
actually.
Taylor Swift all the time.
We're gonna get canceled
I've
so
got
fast.
a ton of memes about planes and they're Taylor Swift related.
Her private
How much
plane.
she travels.
Yeah.
Like I saw one that was a plane breaking through the terminal windows, and it was Taylor Swift when she forgot her latte on the Starbucks counter at
Just
the airport,
crashing
and
into
it
the
was a
fucking
plane
airport.
crashing into the airport.
Oh my god, is it
I
cold?
think it was an
Oh
AI
my
generated
God, that's
photo,
awesome.
but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Alright, who's a shitty lady?
Shitty lady.
I don't know.
I think you're a bad lady. Bad
We
lady.
can't just say Ellen and Taylor Swift.
Who's
That's
just
what
the
we've
worst?
done every time.
Juliette Lewis. I'm not a big Juliette Lewis
Who's
fan.
Juliette Lewis?
She's the lady in Natural Born Killers. She's
I
in.
didn't see that.
Fuck. Let me think here. Women that I don't like that are famous.
Is it that we are ignorant of celebrities or women?
I think that it's just that we're sexist.
Because I could list about half or more of celebrities that I think are creepy guys.
No, I was going with politicians, man.
Politicians?
Former governors.
Who's
Yeah,
that
dude.
lady from South Carolina?
Oh,
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley? Yeah.
I actually really don't know too much
She's
about
kind
her.
of indifferent. I don't think she's got. I don't know
two
if she
female
does.
politicians I'm not a fan of are Marjorie Taylor Greene and what's that other chick?
Marjorie.
The
Taylor
Supreme Court
Greene.
Justice lady. What's her
Oh,
name?
she sucks too. But there's another politician. She's just I think she's a congresswoman.
What about Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, I'm not really a fan. She's got some old undeniable bangers for sure.
And
But
isn't her man? Isn't he a rapist?
Yeah, what's the beef there? I've been wanting
Yeah,
to ask.
he's apparently. Okay, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I will not lie. I'm actually pretty deep into the whole of YouTube,
that rabbit hole of
social media and internet happenings. But I'm not the hugest social media user. I really just watch YouTube, and then
Mm-hmm.
use Instagram. And through memes or people talking about things, I'll find out a lot of things through Instagram comments, and then maybe I'll look something up if it's interesting enough to me. Or if there's a legal aspect. Normally is when I'm interested. But
did you follow the Johnny Depp case real hard?
yes,
Yeah,
I watched all of the
Oh, Amber Heard.
footage. Yeah, I watched all of the
Are you
courtroom-
anti Amber Heard? Are you indifferent? Where are you at on that?
not indifferent.
You feel like there was fault on both sides?
Absolutely.
There was good people on both sides.
I don't know that it's equal fault on both sides. Just because I have had abusive women in my life, and seeing her like behavior and like her demeanor and just the energy that she possesses while she's like in a room and stuff like that is like it's unsettling in a way.
Yeah.
Like the way she commands energy.
She has that soulless kind of.
It's like.
Yeah.
It's like she's so trying to be aware of her surroundings and like be aware of how she's being perceived that she is extremely unaware.
It's like
she comes off as extremely unaware because she's like, you know.
We could all be laughing right now if she walked in the room. We'd stop just because of her presence, right? Kind of like that.
See, I don't know. I haven't met the chick, but she just seems a little bit scary. Like as a woman, I've met other women that are just like. They've got a very commanding presence. I mean, I've met men that are like this as well. Yeah. But for me, as a chick, I don't know. It's just, like I said, we were talking about earlier, psychological scary is more scary to me. As a woman, I do have some kind of traditional and egalitarian views that are, like, embedded in my subconscious from the way I was raised. And just, like, culture in general. Yeah. So I experienced differences as a woman, and like I have had to get over internalized misogyny as a young person, like in my teenage years. Yeah. Like first time I heard that, I was like, "Oh shit, I have that." Like it's a disease. Like it's a fucking disease. But
when you say that, do you mean like you feel like you had to fulfill with an role that you didn't like?
I was kind of a woman hater. I was like a woman hater.
Okay.
Like pick me.
But do you think you learned that from your parents or from like the school system or?
I think it was just
God.
Yeah, or something. Part of my character.
Just hates
the character.
Hates women for a second.
But,
God hates women, apparently, according to the Bible. Well, the ancient Abrahamic God of the Bible.
He says that it's Eve's fault. It's Eve's fault that everyone shit is like the idea.
You ate that bitch's apple.
I made you have a rib, which isn't even true.
Yeah, I don't even think that's the actually accurate translation, too.
Right, it's something else.
Isn't it like you're just like, of me also? Of my side?
Somehow it's like...
it's like, it's there almost a... there is an us versus them mentality, like...
and it doesn't make room for the they, them.
See, and that's why I am so... I try to be kind of more objective, because I've always just felt like a person, instead of, you know, one thing or the other, but like... having a certain experience based on, you know, the other night we were talking about markers, like the way that you look and stuff, that matters, and power dynamics and stuff like that, and cultural influence of like gender, being a woman or being a man. And so I've had a female experience because I look female, and I like pretty things, like I like having pretty eyelashes and wearing a dress and whatever, and I'm allowed to because I look like a chick.
Yeah.
If I was a dude, I might not be able to do that. So, like, there's certain privileges and disprivileges to it. So when it comes to, like, the more mental aspect of it, and, like, disagreements and the psychological aspect of, like, people communicating and problems arising from that, or from power dynamics inside their communications, I try to be more objective because, like, I know as a woman, I get a certain experience, and as a man, they get a certain experience as well. And people who struggle with that also have that individual experience.
Right.
You know, and I just let them exist in their space. So when it comes to something like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, there's like actual evidence of this, right? And if you sit through and watch the whole thing, like the entire trial, which I did, like literally over 12 hours plus of courtroom footage, if you sit there and watch that, the evidence is kind of spliced up. Like you can tell... some things are cut to where it's like they're trying to make you infer a certain thing based on the evidence that they're providing, and just like even the power dynamics that played out in the courtroom, and like the difference in professionalism and behavior on part of their teams as well. It just like said a lot, and it's like, how deep can you go to fake it? Like everyone had good things to say about him. You know, he definitely does drugs. Right. We're not going to deny that. You don't think everyone was trying to skirt around that in the courtroom footage, but it was a huge point of contention in the trial was the fact that he did drugs. But they had to pull out well, you did drugs too. Like, you had the same private doctor and also had, like, prescriptions that you were filling every so often, like etc.
It's like one of those things where it's like both the people were really toxic, and from the beginning,
well, like there were people that lived in their apartment building with them that were just like long-term friends of Johnny Depp. That he was like, you can live up here. I pay for the top 2 floors, those 3 floors. Like, you can live in this penthouse apartment, and they'll live in this one.
Like Johnny Depp's homies, or is it random?
It was like friends of hers and friends of his, and then there was this other guy that just lived in the apartment building that was he testified.
Wouldn't that be
he seemed very credible. I mean, like, there's only... How deep can it go? How much can you pay someone off to act their ass off that good in court? And also there's the precedence of the legality of it, of like, you're going into that modeling your behavior, you know, in anticipation of the fact that you could literally go to jail for perjury just based on what you're saying, even if you're just testifying. Like, you don't have to, but it's highly encouraged that you be truthful so that you don't face further legal.
It's not like no one's ever lying in court.
No one wants to be in court.
Right.
Most normal people wouldn't want to be in court.
Right, it's terrifying. It gives me anxiety to think about it.
Yeah,
okay,
it's expensive.
My posit is this. Let's say I was like a Johnny Depp millionaire and like everything was awesome, you know, here in the next like 5 years or so, like I'm doing good. And then I was like, yo, I got this mansion. And then I was like, you guys want to stay in the other penthouses that are right next to me? And I did. And then I started
on vacations. Like...
and I started fighting with my girlfriend every fucking night. And you got thrown into this big court case across the fucking country. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what he did.
I went along with you and your girlfriend.
Yeah, we were just fighting the whole time.
Like,
and they guys are witnesses.
They're having to say, yeah, they were fighting. Like, they were fighting all the way. They got in the car. And the driver's like, yeah, they were fighting in the car. There's like a recording of them fucking fighting in the car. She's like, we didn't fight in the car. You know, like, I'm it's hyperbole, like, I'm joking, but it was really like that. Like, the way she was so blatantly lying, and it was proven in court that she and her publicist were the ones that tipped off the paparazzi the day that she filed for divorce. And there's, like, pictures of her leaving the courthouse after she filed for divorce. There's, like, her and her publicist.
Because she knew she was trying to get the money the whole time is the implication from that, right? Or she was trying to get
attention or something. Yeah. Like, I don't know what the goal is.
I didn't really know who she was before.
Which is also why it's scary to me, because it's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want?
we know who she is.
Honestly, yeah.
You'd stay away from her, right?
I'd probably.
That's a. You know who she is now. That's brings me back to thinking about Nicki Minaj. Her man situation, and I believe her brother as well, has some kind of sexual assault, allegedly, kind of thing in his past or currently going on. And then I honestly am team fuck anybody anti Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm a huge Girls girl I'm so pro Megan Thee Stallion. Like, fuck Tory Lanez. That man shot her in the foot.
She got shot in the foot?
Yeah, he shot her in the foot. Then Drake was like... Drake made a song, like, a year after she got shot in the foot, and...
Drake probably won...
It was like a diss track, basically. He, like, dropped a line or two, basically.
Making fun of her.
Megan?
Trashing Megan Thee Stallion about getting shot.
He's like, bitch, you got shot in the foot.
That's what Drake sounds like.
And then Nicki Minaj did the same thing. We probably can't play it.
Yes, yeah, you got shot in the foot. Yeah.
Here, let's see.
You got shot in the foot. Bitch, you got shot.
Drake has probably never even fucking seen a gun. Drake's probably never even seen a gun, except for Degrassi. Except for that episode of Degrassi.
One time I held a gun that my stepdad had. And I shot Megan in the foot. Wait, Drake shot her in the foot? Who shot her in the foot?
No, some other dude.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start spreading conspiracies right now.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's make up some conspiracies.
Ooh, that sounds fun. You want to make up some conspiracies? You'll make some up? Let's make one up.
Drake shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
Because
she's not even a stallion.
He was like, "You're not even a stallion, bro," and shoots her in the fucking foot.
You're not.
I thought you were a horse. Pop, pop.
I thought you're a bad bitch. Fucking.
Why would you shoot a horse though?
it broke its leg or something.
Yeah, that is why they shoot horses. But
So that's why. So okay, so she was going on the stairs, she fell, she broke her leg, and then
They
Drake...
were like leaving Kylie Jenner's house.
Bitch, you won't make it to market.
She's like, let's go to McDonald's, and he's like, you're not leaving now. You're not leaving this car with McDonald's or both feet.
I'm limping it.
I'm limping it.
Jesus. Good Lord.
Conspiracy.
Oh.
What do you think about flat earthers?
Oh, wait.
What?
I don't
I
get
hardly
it.
know her. Okay, I'm sorry.
Flat earther.
Okay, can I do a hypothetical?
No.
Yes.
No?
No, yeah.
Well, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
guys.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so hypothetically,
Hypothetically,
if you
can
had
give me
time machine, and the only two scenarios it could take you back to are the circumstances to prevent either A, the Irish potato famine of the 20s, or the Holocaust,
No.
which one would you stop? If you had to pick one. Okay, if I had a time machine, like right now, I pull one
Yes.
out, and I was like, Aiden, you can either go back to when Hitler was rising to power, and you can like get the drop on, you can stop the Holocaust.
You only get one.
Or
You know, you want to... Okay, hold on. I gotta say something weird before you even finish. Hitler was supposed to die the day before my birthday or my birthday.
like April 19th?
29th.
The 29th? Oh, okay.
My
okay,
birthday's May 1st.
I think it was his birthday. His birthday's
Let's
April
see.
20th.
420, right?
Yeah, his birthday is 420.
Everyone smokes
April
weed. They're
30th,
like, Hitler.
1945.
That's also when Columbine happened.
Whoa, that's a weird day.
It's a really specific day, isn't it? And then the Oklahoma City bombing and Ruby Ridge and a bunch of other things happened on the 19th. You can look it up. There's a bunch of bad shit on April 19th.
April only has 30 days.
If I'm not mistaken.
So, Hitler died the day before I was born.
Interesting. So you're like 78?
Yeah.
You're born like the late 40s. You're more like
I want to stay
45.
away from Hitler. That gives me weird vibes.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna...
No, let's go
I'm
into
probably
that. You remember my how I talked
go
about
for
how
the latter
Pakistan
half of
had
the
an
question.
orange?
Okay, it was like, would you stop Hitler or would you stop the Irish potato famine? Was like the meat and potatoes of it. If you had to pick one historical tragedy to prevent, which one would you prevent?
I would probably just fuck the Irish on that, dude.
You would? Is that what you go with?
Yeah, dude. A lot of Jews died, man.
Like 6 million, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, like a couple dozen Irish died.
Because they couldn't get any potatoes, they
Dude, what a
starved.
fucking idiot can't get a potato.
They projected that like millions of Irish people died. But
Wasn't there only like
the
a couple
Holocaust,
It's St. Patrick's Day too. Remember that.
like,
million? Oh yeah, St. Patrick was watching.
Welcome to St. Patty's.
I
They'll
think-
send snakes to your house.
I think historically the impact of Hitler was so much bigger. It
Than
should
the potato famine?
definitely,
You should stop that one.
like,
World
I mean,
War
the
II,
political
yeah.
aspect of it. Like,
What about all the Irish immigrants to America after?
Right, so that's
it
so
had
that's the
such a
side
huge
effect.
reverb. Like, I hate to say it, but I honestly might just have to be like, fuck the Irish on that. Because like there were so many religious implications as well with the
Holocaust.
the Holocaust, the whole, it's like what's going on right now.
What would
It's
you
like
do?
we're fighting religious war. It's like there was
Pretty much.
literally a religious war going on.
Uh-huh.
He hated Jewish people. Why? Because they're Jewish, or
Because
the
something was going on.
stereotypes? Hated anybody that was a minority.
Well, yeah, Hitler was not a good guy. Hitler was kind
And
of
like,
a-
but
what
people
would you have
still
said?
follow his ideals, right?
Oh yeah.
And
People are
like
really into that.
they're not just like anti-Jewish.
boy.
They're typically like, on the whole of it, like they're anti-minorities in general.
Right, I mean, we were just
Racist or
those
edgy,
folks, yeah.
white nationalist,
Homophobic,
It was people.
transphobic.
homophobic, transphobic.
It was
Ableist.
people. Yeah, ableist.
Ableist.
Disabilities. Yeah.
Racist.
What about like a disabled
Racist,
Nazi?
yeah.
He's like in a wheelchair. He's like, no, I can fucking. I'll
Blind
fucking
KKK member.
Yeah, blind KKK member.
Oh.
That's
He's like,
Dave
I've never
Chappelle's
seen a
good,
black
yeah.
person, but I don't want to.
If I can ever see, I hope it's not a.
He just knows by the
Oh,
voice.
shit.
He just knows by the voice.
Then he meets like logic, and he doesn't
Yeah,
know what to
he's-
think. You ask him.
He hears an Eminem song and he's like, fuck this guy. Keep him out of my fucking... Cripper blood.
Oh, don't wait. That's sensitive topic.
That's since. Oh, is that real? Is that thing there? Or, like, is that too much? Is that too much?
No, dude, for our own safety, dude. We have
Yeah.
friends who think they're
You? Oh,
affiliated
fuck!
with
I forgot.
Dude, we're friends with people who are fake Crips and Bloods, dude. Fucked
We're
up.
friends with people with bandanas, dude.
Yeah, dude, we're friends with people who wear bandanas.
With Chicago's Bulls jerseys.
Yeah, dude. Dude, Crips, the local methods around here with bandanas are gonna get mad at us.
As if they are already.
That's really what's going on.
Oh my
Anyone around here is like, yo, I'm blood. It's like, no, you're either already or about to start selling meth.
You're on the path. You're in the beginning
She's on the
stages.
path. Look at this bloodline. I read that.
She had the
That's
blood
awesome.
sign.
What? No, I didn't.
No, you
You're from
didn't.
Locust
I
Grove,
allegedly
right?
did.
Allegedly.
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 Allegedly, Locust Grove.
Allegedly.
So I have an issue with y'all know about
Wonder City,
No, no,
stuck
but-
in time, got me over encumbered.
That's
Pocahontas.
pretty fair.
Pocahontas.
What do you think of Pocahontas?
I liked it as a kid. You mean like the movie or like actual Pocahontas?
The woman.
She's great.
She's great.
I'm
What if
I wish that
I have a really
Yes.
contrarian opinion.
Or Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, yeah.
You
I
fuck that
think
bitch.
she was probably
bit.
great. I don't think what happened to her was great because I describe like her life as something that happened to her rather than something she got to like live.
Yeah.
Well,
To
she
my
actually
knowledge of
had
who
a
she
lot
was.
of she had a lot of influence really late. Well, later she died in her 20s, so she really didn't even live her life.
I feel like she got paraded around like a prized.
That's what happened
Gem.
the last couple of years of her
She
life.
just got dressed up and raped.
Didn't they actually like put her?
Well,
in
she
the
didn't get
surface or something,
necessarily raped. She married John Rolfe out of affection, and then she had a son, Thomas Rolfe, who moved back to Virginia and became the ancestor of a lot of like old political New England families. He married back, and he got with a white lady, and then now, like George Bush's wife comes from like Laura Bush, or whatever. She comes from Pocahontas.
Didn't Elizabeth Warren try to claim that too?
No, Trump was calling her a Pocahontas bitch. That's what.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what was
Okay. She
happening,
was just
yeah.
claiming Native American ancestry.
Yeah, she said, I'm Cherokee because Granny had high cheekbones. And then
What?
Cherokee anthropologists or genealogists were like, you're not Cherokee. You might have vague Native American blood, but you are not Cherokee. And then she did a DNA test, and it came out like 1% Native American. She like, see?
Got him.
And she's literally just like, which
Got 'em.
just made the whole conversation even weirder. Because then some people were like, huh, well, see, she actually is. Because
It's like technically, I suppose, yeah.
but her whole life, she
did
lived her
do
life
the
as like a.
culture,
But would you, yeah,
Not
were you
culturally
raised
involved
with the
at all.
culture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from
Were you
Missouri, moved
raised
to
with the
Massachusetts, and
I
became
thought she
a
was born in
teacher.
Oklahoma.
Not from Missouri.
I thought she was born in
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
yeah. She might have been born in Oklahoma, but her parents were from Missouri.
Okay.
Her grandparents were boomers from Missouri. Like boomer sinners.
Boomers from Joplin.
Yeah. Boomers from Joplin.
Trying to think. I didn't have a good pun for that one.
What do I got written here? A Black Harbor Freight Women?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Well,
what
I
was
just want to
that?
say,
Yeah,
I think some of the most like feminist commercials I've ever seen are Harbor Freight commercials. Because in every one of them, it's a black lady building a whole house. Like in every single one. Like this is a badass commercial. I hate that it stands out, but in every like Lowe's commercial, it's a white guy in his yard. It's like buy a new lawnmower, 0 to 360 spin, and it's just a white guy with short hair crossing his arms. Sighing, looking at his yard, and he's like, fuck yeah. If I mowed my fucking lawn just now. And then it shows him drilling a fucking screw, and he's like, I hung a fucking picture. Fuck yeah. But then,
hanging it up and
but it was
his
showing
arms
a
again.
Harbor Freight. It showed like a black lady with an angle grinder cutting steel bars, like doing like hardcore shit.
Have you ever tried to use a Harbor Freight angle grinder?
It probably
It's not good.
It is a very cheap brand, but they're going hard on that. They're going right, and they have a diverse advertising team, and it shows some fucking people, like women of color, getting some fucking shit built. Yeah. There was some like little skinny like punk rock girl with a blue mohawk, and she had like a fucking belt sander, just making like a sword or something. I don't know what she was doing.
Hell yeah.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Hell yeah.
Progressive as fuck.
Yeah, we're diverse as fuck, dude. Yeah, it's like don't go to Home Depot, the patriarchy.
You're like, people that look like this work at our store. You come here.
You come here, and then you go there, and there's like a dude that dreads who can't tell you where the screwdrivers are. But he's there at Harbor Freight.
He's
It's like they're around here somewhere, man.
Yeah, he's like, I just hit my pen and sell wrenches.
I actually buy a lot of shit from there.
I know. And also, they have a
I
lifetime
want my
warranty on
jumper
all their
cables
shit,
from
right?
there.
Because it breaks.
Well, yeah, no, so I have it's a lifetime warranty on hand tools, but not on power tools. It's like, if you use this thing and it breaks, because we know it will, You never buy another one. Just bring in broken, brother. Just no receipt, nothing. Just show it to us. Just be like,
I can vaguely tell what brand this is. Go pick out a new one.
Yeah.
You're like, you've been a good boy.
It's kind of the shit. But it's all Chinese
We need to get
stuff.
sponsored by Harbor Freight. We're real
I would
pro
take a
Harbor
Harbor.
Freight.
They're a small company, too.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Harbor Freight, dude.
Shout out Harbor Freight.
Your screwdriver will break right in the middle of fixing what you need.
You know
to.
the Harbor Freight.
But you can go back and get one instantly.
The Harbor Freight floor jacks, right?
The floor jacks.
They had a bunch of floor jacks they had to recall because the cars kept falling on people. Because that's what happens whenever. So there's memes now on mechanics forums. It's like whenever you hear the Harbor Freight floor jack creak a little bit, and it's 2:30 in the morning, you're by yourself, and you see the pearly gates of heaven. Like that was a thing. And it was like everyone that had these jacks. It was like that was the joke. Like that's the line. They said they were rated for a certain weight, and they were lying. They were not rated nearly for anything
like 150
Yeah,
pounds.
it was like something like that. And then they were failing to stay locked in whenever you put them in a certain spot, and so they would just after a while just snap on you. And trucks were falling on people, and they had to recall them. And the Harbor Freight would come out and be like, "Guys,
You know what though? I bet it wouldn't have fallen
That's
on.
probably not supposed to happen. It's like, guys, this
I bet if a black lady was using that lift though.
she could push it up. She could use her like adrenaline strength to fucking bench press it." Dude.
No.
You think you'd push a car off of you if it like fell? You think you could get that kind of strength?
for sure, dude. Oh, for sure, dude.
Think you
I
could
would
do
just be flipping cars.
No,
I
don't think so.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think.
I just want to lie to
dude,
myself so I feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I tell myself that I could if it was life or death, but
Probably
like
one
in
arm.
actuality, I just take my lick. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna have the best dream of my life. At
Honestly,
the end of it.
honestly, I'd use like the last of my strength to get the fuck out underneath it, man. Like you have to be fast as fuck, dude. And I try it. I go for it, dude. I fucking gun it, man. I try to be as fast as possible. Like as soon as you hear it, just trying to fucking shoot
You're
out
good.
underneath
Yeah,
it.
use the
like,
bathroom.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Go use the bathroom.
Go use the bathroom. You're
Hell
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Hell
talk
yeah.
about some other shit.
How much longer do you guys want to go for?
We'll do 15, 20 minutes or so.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
15. Okay, cool.
I got some funny stories to tell. So, anyways, I was biking on my electric bike with no brakes or fucking chain anymore, so I've just been gassing it and just burning the battery out. I was trying to use the rest of my battery to get home, and on the way though, there was a man on the side of the road with a catamaran in the back of his truck on a trailer. A catamaran is a double-hulled watercraft that looks like two canoes side by side with a platform betwixt them, and this guy, and I've always kind of wanted to see one, or how those are kind of cool. It's like the shit Moana would be sailing on, you know?
Yeah, you go discover a fucking
Yeah, and it was on the
nationwide.
side of Muskogee Avenue downtown, pedaling on my bicycle, bicycle du electric, and I pedal down the road, and I see a man with the catamaran, and he's on meth, and I go up to him, and I bother him. I'm like, I'm gonna stop and ask him, just like, where'd you fucking get this? Because it looked like it was fairly like a cheap model. I was like, where the fuck did this guy get this guy? Is he gonna live on Tenkiller Lake and sail to Go Island and live out my dreams? Because all that flashed before my eyes when I saw it. That's what I think about, is going to Go Island, sailing, and then living there, and then being friends with the goats, and then tending a potato patch on the island, and then saying hi to the passersby and trading.
Being just a lake person, just being being a Lake Tenkiller bum.
Yeah,
Just being
helicopters
Jimmy
fly
Buffett
over
of the
me,
river.
and I point like bows and arrows at the helicopter.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're like
just
last,
for your own footing.
last uncontacted indigenous tribe in like Tenkiller. There's me out there naked with my bow, just like get.
Yo,
I have goats all around me. He's
you
the
treat
goat master.
you treat the government.
But I
just
walked
like
up
a
to him
res dog.
and he was tweaking out on meth, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Well, where'd you get this bow? Is this a catamaran?" He's like, "Yeah, that's catamaran." And his jaw was just swinging like a fucking swinging apart, dude.
It was throwing elbows. His jaw was fucking
I
swinging.
had to dodge his jaw, dude. And he was fucking jittering and jattering and telling me about his fucking boat that he got from Salina for $800. I thought he was trying to sell it to me for $800. He's like, "Nah, that's right, guy. That's how much I paid for it." I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like this brown dude with a native pride hat, and I thought he was just native. I just assumed he was.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it. And then I started telling him like a little bit of what I do and why I was interested in his boat, and I was talking about my canoe a little bit. He's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "You native?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What tribe are you?" Because he asked if I was native, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What tribe are you?" Because I assumed he was native. He had a native pride hat. Brown dude.
Yeah. He was repping.
I thought he was just a tweaking or native guy, and with a catamaran in the back of his truck. And I was like, "What tribe are you?" And he was like, "Tribe of Judah." I'm in the tribe of Judah. And I was like, "That's like an ancient Israel."
Well, the tribe of Israel.
Like,
That's
this
one of
guy's
13
an
tribes, yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh." And he was like, "I don't know, I'm fucking native enough." I was like, I wasn't like trying to come at you or anything, man.
to
To catch you up, Aiden's back. There was like a tweaker with a catamaran. Do you know what that is? It's a type of boat. It's like a double-hulled canoe with a platform between.
Okay.
And there's a guy on the side of the road, and I was backing by with a catamaran, and I stopped by and I said, "What's up?" And he was tweaking real hard on meth,
Oh, God.
and he had a native pride hat, and I said, "Oh, what tribe are you?" And he said, "Tribe of Judah," which is like of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's biblical.
He's
Like he thought he was the long lost tribe of the Jews that sent. Like he thought he was
really
a brown Israelite or a red Israelite.
He
right?
was a red Israelite. A red Hebrew. And then this lady, I wrote this. This lady thought I was a medicine man at the bar. She just saw me and I was kind of dressed like a pirate, and she just started staring at me, and she was like, "What realm are you from?" This lady just said that to me, and I was like, "Oklahoma." And she was like, "Yeah, but like what realm?" I was like, Ned's. That's the name of the bar. And Ned's wasn't correct either. And she was looking at me all like googly eyed, and she was like, "You just have like a presence about you," or whatever. Literally, I guess if you're just a dude with jewelry or something.
I had a man do that to me.
To
Very
you?
similar experience.
He thought
At
you were
a
a guru
bar-
of sorts or
At
something.
a bar in Salina.
Up north, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
A little town, you know,
Uh-huh.
right?
Even tinier than Telequa.
Yeah. And
Salina hardly.
I know.
Thank you.
Shit.
Okay.
But yeah, I was in there and this guy was like, "Where did you come from? Like, what planet did you
What
come
the fuck?
from?" And I was like, "Earth." I
Earth.
was like, "Louisiana."
You should name like a
So I'm kind
planet.
of a local.
You should name a planet that wasn't real.
He had like some rocks in his pocket.
He had brought, was it
Rocks?
Cam Patterson?
No, I forgot his name. But I actually ended up running into him another time there, and he was, he's an all right guy. He's not creepy.
DC
What
Wars.
planet is he
Strange.
from? What planet is he from?
Not here.
Not down. He's not down to Earth.
No, he's on a different level.
He's on a different.
No, but this girl later on, she was looking at me and she was like, "Are you magical?" And I was like, "What?" And then Patrick at the bar, this local barfly guy, and he was right there just trying to be involved just in the overall conversation just because he was there. And he was like, "I'm magical. I'm a magician." She was like, "Really? What?" And then he pulled a fucking quarter out of her ear, and he pulled that old trick on her, and that fucking blew her fucking mind. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Middle school fucking.
He really
"What's
did.
that there?"
Dude.
Yeah.
That was the perfect time.
He's like, look at what I can do to my thumb. Look at what I can do.
Magically separates his thumb real quick. Yeah.
Is this your card?
That shit was pretty funny. He said, "I'm natural." I was like, "You're such a fucking full of shit, Patrick. Just out here being a good." And then he actually pulled a quarter out of her ear.
Pretty
Like,
slick.
that's one of the funniest things I've seen all night.
Pretty fucking slick.
Good on you, Patrick. Anyways,
What?
I want to play a little game before we end. We always like to play Marry, Fuck, Kill. You know this game?
Yes.
We do this to everybody.
Well acquainted.
Well, a little bit of me talking about. You know what? Let me refill my wine a little bit.
Oh,
This is part
man, this is gonna be a good
This is
one.
the finale, in a
Oh.
sense, yeah.
I love this part.
And also, it's just a fun conversation.
Yeah.
And a lot of me asking about shitty celebrities was to
And
Big
like
ideas.
politicians. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So let's start with round one. We got 3 rounds here.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh, Pocahontas. My opinion of Pocahontas, though. So the traditional story, well, the story that Disney promotes to you, that she was like a nice young woman and met a nice young man named John White, and they fell in love with the woods and hung
And
out
she
with
had a
raccoons.
raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She had
dude.
talked to animals and shit. And
She was
could
living
paint
on
with
my
the colors
dream
of
of
the
having a
wind.
raccoon.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
And then Pocahontas 2, she like hangs out in Europe for a minute and just has a good time. I don't know if she goes. I don't know. I didn't want to watch it. I was mad.
I don't
Just-
even think I've seen it. I think I was also mad.
I wouldn't want to watch it. Yeah, I was angry. And so, but the true story in her being a 9-year-old at the time, that John White, who was like 50 also, who had lied many times about his other historical ventures, he showed up. And also, the story of that event didn't occur until years afterwards. He started telling people, yeah, a couple years ago, I almost fucking died. But then this like young girl, because people knew that girl, and he tried to claim later on, because she was the son of a prominent the man Powhatan himself or whatever, and it wasn't even John Smith that married her, it's John Rolfe later on. And so her and John Smith never even had a thing. She was a young girl at the time of him being an older man, and he went off and died or did something else. And John Rolfe became a wealthy Virginia planter, married the son or the daughter of Powhatan, Pocahontas, who was in like her 20s at the time, and he was in his 50s too. And I think he had already had a family in Europe, and that's what a lot of them did. These guys would have like families in Europe, and then start like a second family with like a native lady,
so like or
Irish girl that they brought over. Or
so like Cherokee Chief Chad Smith.
Cherokee Chief Chad Smith, yeah,
Chad
pretty
Smith.
much double family style, yeah.
They have a side chick.
Yeah. Our former chief Chad Smith, he had like a secret.
He had a
second family down the railway line. You know
Secret
what I mean?
family. Like,
A town over.
Right.
And then he
Sounds
got
like my grandpa.
he got caught.
He
And
probably had a couple.
he probably had a
He
couple
probably
second
had a
families.
couple.
Second families, third families.
I think he definitely had other children.
So you have cousins that you've met and stuff? Your grandpa.
I'll never take an online DNA test.
Ancestry.com.
Never?
Yeah.
No, I'll never do it. My aunt already did our genealogy, back. I don't want to say too many years, but at least 250.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she went quite a ways back. She
That is a long
went
ways
back.
back, yeah.
She went back to
Late 1700s.
our white ancestry, where all of our white ancestry came from.
Came over the boat.
Came over, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
That's cool though to know.
I don't need to know anything else other than that. My mom took an ancestry test, and she's literally like 100% Cajun French, like from,
Arcadia.
roots and,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like Acadian French. Like she's totally French. So I'm half French, and then the other half like all white European, and I'm one of those people you fraction. I got just a fraction to have a card.
Me too.
But my family tries to be pretty involved in the culture. I wouldn't say I know a whole lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe just enough to scrape by.
Yeah.
Like I
Did
know
I get
what
made fun
clan
of
we
around
are
here?
and stuff. But
You have a clan?
I know what clan we are.
Uh-huh.
We're wolf.
Oh,
But-
damn.
Okay.
Warriors, right?
Yep.
It's like
Um,
the badass
The
ones,
warriors.
right? Yeah.
Is it on your mom's side?
It's on my dad's side.
Oh, so your dad would be Wolf Clan then.
Yes.
However he would, yeah.
My paternal grandfather and grandmother both have Cherokee. He's
Okay.
like Irish, and hers was like English and Cherokee, and he's Irish and Cherokee.
Okay.
Both Europeans. It's all
Yeah.
white people. French is also white people.
You don't
It's
think
weird
that if you
that,
took a DNA test, it would come up with something like crazy?
It'd be like an amalgamation of like European countries,
Right.
probably
Yeah,
exclusively.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's rare that people know what clan. There are even people who definitely have a clan, but they just don't even know what clan they are.
Or if it's not maternal, if it's not on your
Well,
mom's side, you just
like-
don't have a clan.
Yeah, and if it's not on, if
Usually you get adopted into my clan, long hair clan. Like, yeah,
Right.
dude,
Like-
yeah.
but that's if like your close family had a clan also.
Yeah.
Like if your grandma was really into the culture and had a clan, and you like your mom is white, but that's your dad's mom, she might adopt you.
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
something.
I've heard it been called a lot of things, like a fucking mountain lion clan,
Yeah,
of
your clan,
sorts, yeah, and then stranger clan, twister clan.
Yeah.
Twister clan.
Like tornado. Twister.
Like tornado.
Twister
That sounds like
right?
Twister
The
clan
long
sounds like a
hair.
racist board
The
game.
long hairs used to be known by like a few different names, like through the past. So yeah, dude.
Wolf is cool though. Tommy Wildcat is
Wolf is
Clan.
cool. Hell yeah.
Tommy Wildcat?
Yeah, he's Wolf Clan. That's your
Fuck
cousin.
yeah, dude. A distant, estranged cousin.
Estranged. Cousin Estranged.
La cousin
Tommy
Estranged.
Wildcat. La cousin Estranged.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
If we want to, Bill Glass is my. He's a big reason why my
I know
family was in.
The artist guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big, huge reason why my family was into Native culture. My uncle Wade, so my dad's brother,
Uh-huh.
he is now dead, but at one point he was married to my aunt. They had my cousins.
Uh-huh.
Her dad is Bill Glass, so
Oh, okay, so he's really around
I
the
saw
family,
him
yeah.
not like a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
In Demos class?
yeah, Demas.
Demas,
Demas
yeah.
and Bill. Demas is Tara's brother. Yeah. I've been over to his log cabin.
Uh-huh.
I've fucking been in their metal shop. It's so awesome. Like a bunch of
can
my
imagine.
family members have like rattles of his and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
But
He does a lot of like metal sculpture, glass, ceramics, like
yeah,
giant
he
wall
does a lot
things.
of stuff. He'll do like
Large
these
scale
tablets,
stuff,
make
yeah.
stuff out of bones and
Uh-huh.
shells. A lot
Cool
of turtle
guy.
shells.
People should look him up.
Fuck yeah,
Bill Glass.
Yeah.
He shout out him. He just got some months ago had a pot featured in the Smithsonian.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna attack Ben Stiller later.
But that made my, that's
brought your
she
family
was married
closer to
in,
the
but
culture,
that brought them closer, because they all knew Bill.
And the glass in Cherokee is docket.
What?
Docket.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, docket is glass.
Okay.
Yeah. Barefoot kill. Speaking of glass, we're sharing the glass right here.
All right.
Whew.
Barefoot kill. Nicki Minaj, Pocahontas, and Louis C.K. Marry fuck kill. Nicki Minaj, Pocahontas, and Louis C.K. Yeah, take a selfie real quick. That was
Hell yeah.
Got to. Okay.
Pre-marry fuck kill selfie.
Had to lock in.
Louis C.K.
Like, perception check.
Louis C.K.
This is
Comedian.
a hard one.
Yeah.
I'll say kill Louis C.K.
Kill Louis.
Fair enough. Yeah, hell yeah.
You got Nicki and
This
Pope.
is horrible, but
Are you gonna fuck Pocahontas?
I'm gonna fuck Nicki Minaj so I can just one and done.
Right.
So I don't ever have to
Deal with
see
that.
her again.
That's not even a bad.
We can always flex.
There's no condition past that, right? It's fuck, marry,
You're just definitely not
Yeah,
marrying
yeah,
a fucking
And
Louis
marry
C.K.
Pocahontas,
Yeah.
but Pocahontas, she had her marriage deal already.
You're right.
Within
You would
this
probably
universe,
not
she
have
still
killed
had
her with
it.
smallpox.
Yeah, I'll still just marry her.
Uh-huh.
She'll still be chained to the marriage contract in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
lifetime as well, but I'll try to treat her good,
No, I think being like a cool lesbian is a real cool alternate timeline for Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Being a cool lesbian.
Yeah.
She didn't get to have her lesbian phase. She died. She didn't get to have like her cool early 20s lesbian phase. Go college in Europe somewhere, make out with a French girl, you know what I mean?
Fall in
Oh,
love,
shit.
you know what I mean, man? Like, yeah.
Well, okay, that round was actually pretty clean cut. It wasn't as sometimes we'll have one that
That's
are
pretty
really like one time we got animals involved. It was real bad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it was
the animals,
bad,
that was-
It was
not
dragon.
good.
It was dragon. It was
No,
the dragon from
that was
Shrek.
so
was
bad.
one of them.
Was
too.
it? We had
Okay,
like a
well,
Teletubby on there.
They insinuate that dragon did some fucking anyway, but it was like weird.
Right, it's like a donkey.
cross-species
It's like a donkey and made the babies
So
are half
technically,
donkey,
it
half
wasn't-
dragon.
That donkey just
As
walked in there,
as a
right? That's kind of
human-
what happened.
No, they had to run and rescue it from the thing, and then
It was-
donkey seduced it
it
so
was
Shrek
Eddie
could
Murphy.
get
I don't know,
past
but
the-
for them to like,
As a human, if you're talking about fucking one of the Shrek characters, I mean, most of them are animals or creatures,
yeah,
so it kind of becomes.
but they're anthropomorphized, except for the dragon.
Well, all they do is speak and like.
Someone sword fight and like fucking
Yeah.
run around and be
Do
all like
backflips and
charming.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a little different, right? Because like
That was
they
part of the
obviously fucked in
issue.
movie 'cause
They're
they had
flying
kids,
donkeys.
Right,
that
there's
breathe
implication
fire,
that
man.
the
Like,
dragon
yeah,
gets
you-
pregnant because donkey somehow fucking.
He had to impregnate her. That's how babies are made.
Right.
That's why I think he probably just walked in there, right? That's I'm not trying to be vulgar, but that's probably just what
I mean,
happened.
honestly, dude, they're flying donkeys that breathe fire, right?
That's so
Like,
cool.
I mean,
Honestly, that's so
how
fucking
you use
cool.
that fucking breathe fire.
You know, our friend Chris, his family has landed out in a little tiny hamlet called Titanic, which is funny because it's tiny and there's nothing there. And
We're talking about where Chris's land is.
yeah, but no one's even. You can't even fucking find. It's
I'm
fucking
fucking
nowhere.
right. The place called Titanic. That's how absurd it is. It's like
It's
under an
absurd.
iceberg.
It's in the middle of a
yeah.
field, essentially. But a donkey just showed up in their yard and it had a saddle on it, and they're like, "Huh." And there's like
That's
no
fucking
break in the
weird.
fence. Like I don't know. They don't know where. I have no idea where it came from.
That's
And they would
kind
go-
of fucking scary.
Yeah, and they would go up to it and be like, "Hey,
I would have called
hey,
the police. I would have been like, "Hey, a donkey just showed up in my house."
I don't like
Whose
it.
fucking donkey?
Well, they already have horses and
Scope
stuff.
the area. Who's in the
Oh,
woods?
Who's in the woods?
I'm not
letting
going out
donkey-
there.
Whose
Fuck out
donkey
this
is
donkey.
this?
SWAT
Yeah,
team.
dude.
SWAT team's in the woods looking for the donkey guy.
Yeah.
So you want to get a flashlight and go
donkey
look for
guy?
who fell off the donkey in the woods? What if it's a trap?
What if there was a dead guy in the
Ooh,
woods?
no.
No one found the
There's
dead guy?
bandits
What
behind
if
him.
like
Yeah.
an old man was gonna
What
saddle
if-
the donkey
what
in the
if the
stable
donkey
and just passed
guided
out
you-
and the donkey wandered off to like tell somebody?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's terrible.
You know, like, I don't want to involve myself. Like, I'll think about it, I'll ponder maybe what happened, but the police can fucking deal with that.
Yeah, you're not getting
What
paid.
if somebody
That's the
sketchy
remains
was
of it.
using that donkey as a bluff? You know
If I
what I
had a
mean?
gun, if I had a gun, I might go.
You might fucking.
If I had a gun, I might check it out.
You might see why the
And
donkeys
a
are.
really nice flashlight.
It's a weird like.
Well,
Wait, so
if I
how
had a
injured is the
bullet
donkey?
So
stick
this
and a
donkey,
gun-
this donkey showed up with the saddle. They go up and try to
Get
be
on the
nice to it,
donkey.
or even say,
yeah.
once get the saddle off of it. They're trying to like let it like
That's the
you know
quest.
take your shoes off, kick
That
back.
is
You know
the
what
quest.
I mean? And the donkey's mean. It's like hee-haw, fuck you, fuck you, fuck, and it keeps like biting and kicking at him. And they're like, well, fuck this fucking donkey. But that donkey hangs out with their horses all the time, and so he's just there now.
He's
just
part of the
with
group.
the saddle on.
Yes.
He's got like probably fucking
Definitely.
like chafing.
I
From that
need
saddle.
to find out a way to get that saddle off him.
He's just
Yeah.
out there for years now. He's still out there, dude, with the saddle.
With
And so
the
the question is,
saddle
do you see the donkey randomly out there?
If you drive on what, Highway 100,
He's
is the
like
one that
stuck
goes
in a
so well?
time loop. That donkey's like stuck in a time loop out there.
Waiting on
That's
his
like
owner
his-
to come back and take
That's
the
like
saddle
his
off.
hell realm, is being damned to the field. Like never
To
being
show
able to
up.
accept love enough to get the saddle off of
To
him.
accept
The saddle
love.
off of his back.
Just
Every time
accept the
someone,
love.
they're like, come here, he just bites their
Accept
fucking
it.
finger.
His
And
That's
he's
what
just
he's
like,
doing.
determination
yeah.
is constant chafe from the saddle. He won't let it.
Let's get some fucking the Vaseline on that, dude. Fucking, God.
He like rubs against a tree trying to like pick it
Trying to
off,
wear
and it just
it
makes
off,
it
yeah.
worse.
So, are you pulling these fuck, marry, kills just off the dome, or did you have them?
This is a list. You want to see the list?
You were gonna ask him.
What,
Can I ask someone else?
Oh, you want to
Yeah,
ask
go
someone else
ahead.
already fucked
Go
up?
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, it's mostly dudes, but that'll be funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm some gay or
There should be
anything.
6 more names in there that we can
Okay,
pull.
these men down here, these people.
Yeah,
that
all
we're
people in the
talking
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That you made on the fly.
We
That's
wrote
how we-
some names down.
about? Okay,
Cole? Or me?
Eminem, Chris D'Elia,
Eminem.
Amber Heard.
Eminem.
Ah, jeez,
Chris
dude.
D'Elia.
Oh,
Fuck, marry,
geez.
kill, Amber
Yeah.
Heard, Chris D'Elia, or
Jeez.
Eminem.
Okay,
I might marry Eminem.
So,
that'd be kind of cool.
I can fuck
You can
Amber
fix
Heard.
him.
I can fuck Amber Heard.
And fuck Amber Heard.
I can
and
fuck
then
Amber
kill Chris
Heard.
D'Elia.
Yeah, Chris
I mean, that was
D'Elia, fuck
actually
Amber
pretty
Heard,
good.
and
Okay,
then
there
marry
we go.
Eminem.
I can put up with the fucking Amber Heard for like one time. Like, I can do, but then after I gotta block her number, I gotta change clothes, I gotta move to a different city, I gotta fucking
That's
like
true.
go on.
You don't take 2 showers that day.
Yeah,
Take 2 showers.
ew, fucking.
You're like, I don't know. You just feel, it's like not because you're dirty, it's because you feel ashamed.
Just your aura is bad. Just
My
like
aura.
You're like, I shouldn't have did that.
yeah, you like sit in the shower thinking about
Should've
what's
fucked
wrong
Louis
with me.
CK.
Like the fuck, should have fucked Lucy.
I should have
Yeah.
fucked Louis C.K.
Yeah, let's see.
And then if you got something off the top of your head,
Yeah,
go
let
ahead,
me,
yeah.
I was thinking,
That's what I was trying to think of. Because it's good at the list to think of, like, there's a lot of shitty men. There's a lot of, like, just innumerable list of shitty. Half the celebrities you could just pick. I don't know. Leonardo DiCaprio, fucking Robert De Niro. And
can we go outside the scope of, like, celebrities?
Sure, but
All
somebody that anyone in the listening would know.
Okay, they might. Fuck, marry, kill, Jim Jones.
Okay.
Oh, but the Jim
Okay.
Jones Massacre? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Jonestown.
the Kool-Aid guy,
I'm
the sunglasses
fucking-
Kool-Aid. You
Jim
know.
Jones, Margaret Thatcher.
I
Ooh.
was thinking Margaret Thatcher earlier.
You're like, I hate her.
I really don't like Margaret
And,
Thatcher.
I already know my kill.
Alright, yeah.
Happy St.
I'm
Patrick's Day,
fucking
bro.
Jim Jones.
Patrick's Day.
Kill
and
Margie.
let's see. How about it? Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
So what happens to Ivanka
That's a
if I
good one,
marry
'cause
him?
now I
What happens to his woman? Like, how does this work? Is she dead?
I think you're in like a throuple.
Is that how it
You're
works? Do I have to
a-
marry her too?
I think you have to share.
Yes.
Like, do I?
Yeah,
like, if I
you
did
have to
marry
marry her
Donald
too.
Trump, would I marry his
Like,
wife
can
too?
I marry 2 of them?
Shit.
No, but like what? Okay, so
Wait, so
assuming,
you'd like to be
I
involved?
get it.
in
assuming
all-
That's what I was
Donald
thinking
Trump
too,
and Ivanka
like,
Trump broke up, or Melania, Ivanka's his daughter, dude. I'm
I
terrible.
think he's dating his daughter too, though.
He also said he would fuck his daughter, didn't he? He
Yeah,
also
yeah,
said
something
something
like
like to that extent. So,
If you were my daughter, I'd probably.
Oh, that
be
sounds like
dating
fucking
you.
nightmare.
I'd probably marry you.
That's so weird.
I love
Imagine
you.
your dad says that and he's like,
yeah, I'd be like, yo, what?
Like,
It's like
what
it's
the
weird.
fuck?
yo,
Like, hey.
you just swing on
And
him.
it's even weird as my daughters are. But
Like, hey, we're gonna have to fucking talk. Yeah, dude,
How
really
was that
fucking-
talk after? You know they. Do you think they talked about it, or do you think she was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They're both
About
still
it?
alive
Probably
as far
got
as
that
I
her whole
know.
life. Like, if
So
he'll
She
say
knew.
that out in public, if he'll say that in front of TV cameras, he'll say that at a family gathering.
That's a
he'll say
weird
that
fucking-
at
I bet
dinner.
he was like the dad who
Weird
would like
thing to say,
spank
bro.
her butt out of like playful affection, and then it got weird when she was a teenager, and she had to
Okay,
be like, "Stop, please."
That happened to
actually.
me. Ouch.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ouch.
Well, someday
People
your
would just
dad can be
have
president.
Huh?
Someday be
It
president,
made me
yeah.
think that. I was like, yeah, that shit's fucked up, and I don't like that it happened to me as a kid. But it did.
Like spanking or like a little playful, like, "Oh, there you go," and she go like spank
Yeah,
her on the
like-
butt as she walks
like-
by, type of thing.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Like,
Yeah, why do we do that?
And guys do it to like boys do it. Like we do it. in
Why
sport.
is that normal to do to kids? Like, why is it? Because if you hit them in the fucking face, that's child abuse. That's wrong. But if you do it on their ass...
I
like,
walk by my
oh,
grandpa. He just spanked my butt and laughed.
I give my kid a good old shoulder pat all the time. I give him hugs, obviously, but I'll give him, like, if he's sitting on the couch, like, I'll walk up and just, like, you know, give him the good old shoulder grab and little shaky squeeze, little, hey, I'm here, I love you squeeze. You know,
just
not
like smacking him with a
or
bum.
like grab the top
Yeah.
of his head, like shake, little shimmy the top of his head a little bit.
Yeah, shake his head around, you know, shaking baby syndrome a little bit.
No, just like walk up behind him and like grab the top of his head and like
Yeah.
smoosh his hair,
Yeah.
but not like noogie him.
In a
you know?
soft
it's
spot
like
on the
it's
top
like
of
a
his
gentle
head,
thing.
yeah.
It's like I'll just grab
Just
his
get the
head,
fro going. Just get the...
just give him a little,
Oh, my ukulele.
you know. But I don't want to like invade his space.
That
You
is
know,
true,
like I don't
yeah.
want to like touch him, make him feel weird.
That makes sense. Yeah.
My dad used to say he owned me until I was 18. And he would make me get haircuts and stuff. He'd be like, I own you and your hair until you're 18.
My mom would say that she wouldn't let me cut my hair until I was like 14.
They made
Really?
me
She
they
let
would
me
let me
do it
grow
a
it
couple
out.
times.
I looked like a Chinese lesbian until I was like 15.
Is that just a thing you're admitting?
Yeah,
definitely.
That's something you've been having on your chest for a while.
For
You've been
a
needing to get
while.
out.
Trauma dumping.
What happened when you were 15?
Little
What
bit.
stopped it?
Honestly, dude, like, okay,
grew
so I
to,
started skating a lot more, and I got in more fights, and so my glasses broke, so I stopped fucking wearing them, and then I grew out my hair.
Okay.
It's almost as long as it was back
I had,
then.
like, a Polynesian
actually.
lesbian.
It's almost as long as it was back then. Like, yeah, dude.
I had
I'm
like
getting
short
close.
brown hair and a bowl cut, and I had like little thin wiry frame glasses, and it was the 2000s, and everybody loved Harry Potter. So it was like, ha ha, that kid looks like fucking Harry Potter, ha ha, fuck him, he's fucking Harry Potter, ha. And then I hated the idea of being Harry Potter so fucking much that I like got mad and like blocked out trying to watch the movies until I was like a fucking younger man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't want to be that fucking guy.
My dad always wanted to be black, and so he was really glad I had curly hair, and he would try to cut my hair like athletes and famous black guys.
Put a lightning bolt in it, put a Nike
No,
swoosh.
he'd do like 80 shit, like a flat top and stuff.
Oh, dude, like a flat
Which
top.
is kind of cool, but I didn't have a say in it, and I didn't want to do that. And he'd be like, yo, your hair, if I had your hair. And he's bald. We're going bald. Right now, he looks like Tom Hanks after like year 2 on Castaway. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
He's like talking to the
That is
volleyball, but
pretty
he
wild.
hasn't like lost his mind on it yet.
No, he's lost his mind.
By year 2 he did?
Huh?
He lost his mind in 2 years?
Oh, my
maybe?
dad?
No, Tom Hanks and Castaway.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Tom Hanks is doing better. Right, yeah.
His son's a little much. Dude, we're at an hour and 40. You want to fucking...
We're at an hour and 40.
We're at an hour and 40. How do you want to do this?
I want to end this. I don't know. You want to fucking...
Can I do it?
This is a terrible guitar. Do you want to try it?
I'm a terrible guitar player. I got it.
Thing's pretty sick, dude. Pluck it a little harder. Pluck it a little louder. Like that twig. This is what we do here.
I'm getting ready.
Do something bluesy.
Alright.
Boom, 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 boom.
Alright, we go into the musical bit of this.
Are you from Locust Grove? Are you from there? Are you from a grove of locusts? Is that why you got locusts in your hair? Bitch, I don't like you. If you're from Locust Grove, and
Sorry.
Nobody knows that it's actually there, named that because of the trees that grows,
there,
not the locusts.
not the locusts.
Not the locusts.
Even though they jump all around and hit you in your nose.
Locust Grove.
Go Pirates.
Nobody knows.
Please don't go there.
They have a Subway at the gas station.
Well, fuck that Subway because it's in Locust Grove.
I almost bought a car from there. Locust Grove.
Is this punk rock now?
I can only play punk. My body.
I was about to say, you started
There's a
blues.
punk
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I can do blues.
I fucking hate the blues.
Now the vibe changed up. And I'm drinking out of my cup.
Pour it up.
Drinking
That's-
Simply Spiked
that's
lemonade. Till I
On
get
a sunny
fucking
Sunday.
crunk.
Hell yeah.
Drink about 20 Busch Lights until I get too fucking
Get
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah, it's fucking Sunday. And I'm drinking a little beer. I'm drinking beer while I'm sitting right here. Which is in a place that's not Locust Grove. It's a little place that you may have been told. It's Tahlequah.
Hell yeah. It's Tahlequah.
Alright. Turn it off, dude. This is
Turn it off. We're doing stand-up this
Silly.
Wednesday. Is it this Wednesday?
Oh, yeah, it's this
So
Wednesday.
silly.
We're doing stand-up this Wednesday at Ned's. Aiden's gonna be there. She's gonna be doing her spoken word stuff, right? Are you doing it?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yes.
We'll see.
Possibly. We'll see what's going on, y'all.
We'll see you there.
Yup.